All right. Hello. Tournament's beginning soon. Tournaments will begin in 1 minute. It's time. So I'm playing Greasus. Where's he at? Where is he at? There we go. Boom. Look at this guy. I played against, this is in the grand finals, the biggest tournament of like all Warhammer history. With 3,000 pounds for first place. I lost against a Greasus Gnoblar build. I want to replicate that today, except I am the one that is Greasus. So he has the damage resist, he has the anti-large, got the rampage. I feel like he ain't too bad. Tournament is starting now, by the way. All right. Oh yeah. Got it to clear my faction. There we go. At Goblins, tourney has begun. Starts. Late check-ins. Welcome. All right. And we have our opponent. Nice. We're up against the Big H. So I believe everything's working. Exclamation mark loss works. It's all good. I'm playing ogres. They don't have a faction. One cursed oasis. And then hopefully it's all good. We're up against rogue AI. Hell yeah. I just got an admin. Okay. Very nice. Oh boy, how goes? Pretty good. I'm really hoping today's tournament goes smoothly. If it does, then we can actually have hopefully Turin start using the format too. But everything needs to go smoothly. Vampire Coast, Tomb Kings, and Norsca. I'll play versus Norsca. Alright, it's time. It's time to grease. Who knows? Look, if someone can take Greasus in the grand finals, I can take Greasus in a small test tournament, right? Can't wait to see how I kite with Greasus. I guess it's not really possible. We're up against Norsca, so the rampage is good. Cash Cascade is a 200 meter range, 35 meter radius ability that buffs the melee attack for 24 seconds. Oh yeah, they also like the Amble Peak Greybacks. All right. Yeah, Amble Peak Greybacks were also pretty fun there, because what, they have a damage resist aura with a damage resist and 20% more damage in a radius. Also reduce melee defense. So combined with Greasus, you got the aura stacking. Today should be a fun day, guys. Either that or Greasus absolutely sucks and I regret all my life choices, but surely that is impossible. See if he's playing Norsca. So I kind of wanted to try the Gnoblar spam. No idea if it is actually a good idea or not. My personal take, I'm pretty sure Gnoblar maxing is not the way. Well, I don't know. Apparently in land battle, they actually restrict the number of Gnoblars you can take. So, like, maybe they're just insane. Okay, so they're playing Norsca. We're on Cursed Oasis. What's good versus Norsca? They can have Fimir, they can have the Worm. They can have Skirmishers. What would I fear the most? The Bearmen, I guess. Greasus and Gnoblars only. You would not be able to spend all your money if you did that. But you can kind of get close to it. Okay, you know what? This is not the worst build, or you know. So we're up against Norsca. What else do I want here? There's no way this spell. Maybe it is. I don't know. All right. Oh boy, this is gonna be a wild match, isn't it? Okay, sure. Oh boy, all right. Oh, this is a. I have no idea if this build is good or not. Today's gonna be wild, guys. Get ready. Get ready for some truly unholy shenanigans. Is this really the build? Oh boy, alright. Let's go ahead and save our army preset. Wish me luck, people. Greasus Gnoblar. The age of the Greasus Gnoblar has begun. How hard are we greasing tonight? Every single game. I'm not switching off Greasus. Okay, maybe if they're like a super ranged faction, maybe I don't take Greasus. But any melee faction, absolutely we're running Greasus. Full Chevron the Gnoblars. If you full Chevron the Gnoblars, yeah, I think then you would be able to spend your money. That's true. Is it a terrible idea? Maybe. I would guess yes. You're pretty amped to see this, but I'm gonna have to catch a VOD. Darn. Alright. I'll see you there then. We got a good number of signups, by the way. We might get more later. We'll see. Daceberg joined recently. Castilian joined recently. Bot's working. Love to see it. Got your art app at the ready for the memes manifestation. Yeah, we just need Greasus, Seal Club, and some poor Norskins. But yeah, good number of signups. Yeah, we got more than 12 people. Wonderful. Yo, if everything goes well, we might have Turin hosting this tournament format later today. That would be so hype. Because then he can enjoy the rapid fire games. I will say though, it almost feels like the games are so fast. You find opponents so quickly that like you almost wish that there was a bit of downtime to hang out with chat. But I think that is a very minor loss for the massive benefit of people finishing 8 games in 2.5 hours. Yeah, grease time. This is your lunch hour and you're serving up nothing but grease. But you guys love grease. If Turin asked you which Ogre Kingdom's Lord to pick, you would pick Greasus. Gonna do Greasus plus Greybacks combo that was in the, or was that Greybacks? Or is that the Amble Peak IDs, or is that different? Regardless, I'm running the build that beat me. That's what matters the most. Fun thing about Greasus Gnoblar builds, by the way, your leadership is very unaffected. So if you take a few elite ogres, the Gnoblars will route around them, but they don't really care. Unlike when you spam Ogre Bowls, you can really easily walk into some mass routes. If you ever get a map with a tiny amount of water, try putting the ROR trappers in there. Yeah, the water birthing. Best ability in the game. That is true though. I wish aquatics were a little bit more of a thing. Like where if we just regularly had maps where like one capture point had some aquatics that you could play around with. But it's honestly a little bit of a boring mechanic compared to like trees, because trees will block archer fire, so they are useful for every faction. They also debuff large units, so that's useful, right? Aquatics is just like, yeah, you get a buff if you have aquatics, and you have a debuff if you are infantry. I guess that's kind of similar to the trees thing. But like, I don't know. What if being in water made you more weak to ranged fire? That would be interesting, actually. Then we're talking. But yeah, as it stands, there's a reason why we don't see much aquatics. Greasus plus Yetis gets stuff to 10% speed. Oh yeah, the double slow. That's true. Greasus has a pretty nasty slow. Yeah, I feel like water should make even cavalry slower. Only like the biggest of monsters should be able to ignore water. In fact, I don't even know why. Oh, I should have taken the Gnoblars here. But yeah, I don't even know why. How can cavalry keep the same speed in water? Should it not slow them down a lot? Anyways, here's the play. Behold, cower in fear at the raw power of this. It's a bunch of Gnoblars. The trappers are actually really good here. Very strong unit. Ready? Good luck, have fun. Yeah, the trappers are super strong, actually. They're quite the decent melee unit. They can tank cav charges. I think I underestimated their power in times past. It's going to take them a long time to clear all these Gnoblars, too. So I'm going back to the old meta. The times of yore. Flock of Doom. Flock of Doom is here. Alright. And so we begin. Rogue AI has Barding Head. Now that's kind of good versus Gnoblars, but it's okay. It's okay. Kind of good versus Gnoblars is not the end of the world. Ah, jeez, he has Dreadmaw. Alright, so first summon's probably going to be the Powder Guts, right? At least there's a whole lot of Javelins that'll just be useless here. What are those? Marauders, some Bearmen, some Javelins. Javelins don't have that much HP. So actually, if you can get them, it ain't the worst. Powder Guts can bully the Dreadmaw. I think that'll be fine. Gonna get a sick Flock of Doom. Really want to get just a massive Flock of Doom here. Alright, and no need to overextend. We're taking our time here. Come on. Okay, I think that's gonna hit 4 units. I'll take it. I'll take it. Dreadmaw's just gonna get a little poking in. These Gnoblar Flingers, I don't know if they're actually good or not. Ah, and he reburrs there. Interesting. Dreadmaw already getting a little bit of good value. But now that it's used its abilities, it's not going to be as useful anymore. Because its next unburrow is going to have to stay up for a little bit. And that'll be rather painful for the poor thing. If I use the Powder Guts here, they'll be able to cook quite hard. And then I'll just slowly Flock of Doom his infantry to death, right? Now what's the Dreadmaw gonna do? It'd be pretty wild if it just unburrowed on these guys. And it does. That is pretty wild. Alright. Well, I'm gonna see if I can just shoot it up a little bit. Unfortunately, my powder gut's not really getting into the best of positions there. Oh, geez, that's it's a flying beast. Okay, yeah. Powder gut's kind of a lackluster type of charge there. Yeah, that was a little rough. I should have played better keep away from the Dreadmaw, because now he actually got to reset some of his cooldowns, which is going to make my life a little bit more difficult. Alright, let's start shifting left so I can potentially contest this point. Greasus will be fine. I don't think Greasus is dying anytime soon. And the Chimera, as strong as it is, there's no way it survives the Powder Guts. Powder Guts a king. Greasus is amazing, right? I'll have the Yetis soon. Look at that Dreadmaw, though. He's searching for me. Okay, so opponent going to be trying to go for the engagement. Here's the thing, though. We will be able to begin the flanking. Gets a breath attack on my flingers. Interesting. Yeah, and here we go. So he wants to kill Greasus. That much makes sense. Run, Greasy! Run! Okay, he's gonna unburrow on my little dudes over there. That's fine, though. I just want to shut down the javelins, really. If we do that, I'll be fine. Okay, there we go. Very nice. We're gonna have our Yetis. And then Greasus is gonna save his crazy rampages for these guys. I suppose that should work out fairly well. The Gnoblar tide is immense. So you can see how annoying they are, right? Okay. Oh? Chimera pick? Oh, this might be huge, actually. If Greasus lands one attack on the Chimera, that's going to put it in such an awkward position. Trappers trapping. Oh, let's go! Huge! That's a dead Chimera. Oh, get greased on, son. All right. Opponent has been thoroughly greased. The greasining is running through my veins right now. Oh, hell yeah. That's a dead Chimera. Ah, you thought it would live. That's actually a hilarious combo. That's very funny. All right, so now that that thing's dead, we will continue the mass murdering that's going on here. It's gonna get another big old burning head, but that's okay. Got my Amble Peak Yetis going on over here. We're gonna slow these guys down, make sure that they don't bully me too much. And then using my lions over here, they'll definitely be able to get some good deeps on. Amble Peak Yetis in here too are amazing. A little bit of a leadership buff. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Gonna unburrow on top of Greasus? Nobody wants to do that. That would be insane. Oh my gosh, dude, the Gnoblar swarm. He can't kill them all. It ain't over quite yet, though. We still have a match to survive. But Greasus's slow is nasty. What's the speed on these guys? 8. Okay, so there is no escape. Very nice. Powder Gut should be solid here. We're gonna maybe steal a point if we're lucky. Just keep escorting these doggos off. Very nice. How's the Greasy doing versus Skin Wolves? Pretty solid, I'd say. Pretty solid. Valley trading, though, is still kind of close, so we're gonna have to be a little careful. At least the main eaters are doing well. I'm not getting that many charges, though, right? You need a charge to get your army ability up. So that's hurting me ever so slightly, but we're starting to see some big routes on my opponent. The Skin Wolves are super bullied right now. Ouch. He got one javelin volley, though. I think that's the one big menacing thing. But now that we have our doggos in here, I mean our kitty cats, they'll be able to punish them real nice. I don't think that'll be a huge problem. So let's just keep getting our charges. The Yetis are in. Very nice. Just gonna flock a doom these guys just to get that free damage. Okay, and I think we're starting to pull up in value. Greasus is certainly doing well. Yeah, let's just chuck that out. Money. The power of money. That should be good. And you know what? Let's just slow down these skin wolves. I think we can actually catch them out. Ogre army abilities are very nice. Okay, and then I'll be ready to rampage those guys if need be. Now my opponent has managed to secure the middle point, but wow, the damage, man. The damage on those skin wolves is immense. And they ain't escaping, that's for sure. So I'd say this is going pretty well. The power of 2 ogres in a dream. I think this build literally just has the 2 ogres. Dreadmaw's annoying though, look at him. Dreadmaw's really giving me a little bit of trouble. Very nice. Yeah, I'm just not really killing it well with the man-eaters. I thought the man-eaters would be a bit better against it, but it appears we were wrong. Okay, I think it's time we finally bring in some proper ogres though. I have secured a second point. Taking the middle should be fairly chill. And if I'm lucky, his lord will actually get himself killed here. Dreadmaw is getting low. I think I won't have to deal with it soon. So that's very nice. And I'm going to see if I can catch these skin wolves over here. In the meantime, he does have a few more skin wolves that we're going to have to bully. Him being in my backfield is very annoying indeed. Oh, I think we're going to catch him though. Oh, it's so close. Dang it, that didn't rampage him. All right, slight misplay on my end. We wasted Greasus's big old rampage. Should still be fine though. I do have a heal on my Yetis. Keep them alive. And okay, those skin wolves are dying. Gonna get a pretty sick flock of doom. Grease is doing fine. He doesn't care. And I should be able to re-secure my second point soon. Plus, his lord just got clobbered. Decided to fight the ogre. Was put in a terrible situation. And I still have powder guts. Very nice. This is cool. You kind of have like a handful of very elite units that just don't die. He's gonna try and go for the capture point victory though. I gotta be a little careful. Maybe if I'm lucky I can just chase down his lord. He's actually going for a D-summon here. Interesting. And I will say that Dreadmaw surviving is a big pain, but he did eat a pretty vicious charge over there. Lord Chase Off has begun. Is he gonna try and charge me? If he does, I'll just counter charge him. We got the trappers in there. I think trappers do fairly well into horsemen. Okay, yeah, and his lord did rally, unfortunately. Well, at least I still have 2 points, at least for now. I don't have that much magic left, so let's make the best of it. Okay, big doggy route. Unfortunately, I don't have that much to bring back onto the battlefield. But the center is going okay. It's still a little close. I have to actually make sure I do this properly. Thankfully for me, he actually whiffs a burning head though. And that may be my out to potentially win this. Dreadmaw has been very annoying, I must say. And there he goes, capturing this point again. Greasus can slowly waddle his way over though. And with the help of a couple anti-large trappers, yeah, we'll be fine. These guys are expendable though, so I basically have no capture weight. Yeah, this fight's going decently at least. The Iron Guts are quite the menace. They are rather strong. And here we go. He can't stay on the point without getting rampaged. Very nice. Get the little kitty cat charge over there. Save my dudes. Okay, and I think we're barely gonna capture this point. I'm really feeling the speed of Greasus though. This is definitely Greasus speed that we are experiencing. Okay, here we go. Trappers getting the volley off. Trying to rout off these guys, but it ain't going as well as I would have hoped for. At the very least, I do have this point. Finally. Okay, and he just has to not steal the middle, and then I'm okay. Dreadmaw is annoying, but not the end of the world. And this one's getting captured. Thank goodness for the Gnoblar traps, by the way. How amazing. Okay, and with an Iron Gut there, now I think he's really starting to suffer. In terms of just the overall number of units left for Norsca, it's looking real bad. Massive Burning Head, though. Absolutely bloody massive Burning Head. That's gonna hurt, naturally. But the Gnoblar tide doesn't end. Gnoblars don't stop for nothing. Dreadmaw's still chilling. That's kind of crazy, that Dreadmaw, how much work it's putting in. It's not like I had a great counter to it, though, outside of my Powder Guts, but I kind of miss microed them. However, I think we're good. Let's go. Yeah, I think we're winning this. I think the Greasus Gnoblar tide is actually kind of insane. It's kind of sick, ain't it? This build looks like such a fat meme. But it's actually kind of good. And now I'm really farming up my army abilities. As long as these guys are charging, I think we build up our thingamabob over there. So I'm just going to keep charging. I think that's one thing that I have to be real wary of when I'm playing the Ogres. The Flingers, by the way, I don't know how well they did. Actually, wait just a darn second. Holy crap, the Flingers paid for themselves. It's just from, I just have so many units that use most of their ammunition. Dang. Dang. Holy smokes. Wait. Holy smokes, they actually did not bad. Didn't build up my ability much, though. Holy crap. Wait, these guys actually kind of cooked. Hey, that's a lot of alley. We're up against Daceberg next. Yo, yo. Yeah, yo, the Gnoblar build. The Knobbies. Yeah, how'd Greasus do? 700 value. He was kind of pushing him off the point. The Yetis are really hype. Powder Guts did not bad considering I mismicroed them. Honestly, not bad. You know, a lot of people fear Norsca. Oh yeah, Greasus killed the Chimera. I forgot. We totally greased the Chimera, so... You know, it's gotta be at least decently good. Pigbacks is such a goofy unit. Yeah, literally 2 Gnoblars in a trench coat. But that's Ogres for you. Now, Wood Elves, I'm pretty sure. Alright. Unfortunately, I think Greasus is a bad idea versus Wood Elves. Now, will I take Greasus anyways? Probably not, right? Probably not. Imagine, though, if I could beat Wood Elves with Greasus. Greasus lands his attacks. Yeah, that is true. He's still quite slow, but yeah. Greasus is... He's a foot lord that can be shot to death. Now, let's see. If I am playing versus Wood Elves and I have Greasus, do I immediately lose? I think I do. You monitor got burning watching Greasus move between points. You know, he is 40 speed. He's technically faster than a dwarf. He's slow for an ogre. That's what he is. Nice, finally some Gnoblar kingdoms. I quite like the Gnoblar spam. That's quite nifty. Now, I think Greasus is very risky to take here. Because he's probably going to go a very shooty build, right? How much mass does Greasus have? Hey, Charix, what's up? Are you playing today? Greasus has 4,000 mass. Solid 4,000. Hey, Charix did sign up. Hell yeah. Already has a win. What a terror. see. What's the best way to beat Wood Elves? How do you beat the Woodies? Risk it for a biscuit. Yo, I can take the Eshin Man-Eater too. Burning Head. Burning Head's pretty good versus Wood Elves. Though that Flock of Doom value is hard to beat. Just get to bully their cavalry, really. Okay, like Lead Belchers, you'd be insane not to take Lead Belchers into Wood Elves. The Amble Peak Greybacks, though, the Yetis, probably not, right? Probably not versus Wood Elves. So, like, what the crap am I supposed to do? I guess maybe I do just Lead Belch him. Greasus was eyeing the Dreadmaw. Unfortunately, he never gave me the opportunity to rampage it. Would have been funny, though. What does one do with 200 gold? I guess I could run this. And this. Alright, sure. Sure, this is an okay build. Nothing particularly impressive. But just generally, you know, it's fine. The build does fine. I'm a little worried about, like, Drycha, I'm not gonna lie. Drycha can be really annoying sometimes. And the Wood Elf mobility can be really annoying if you don't have the right answers. Pretty sure I do. But yes, we must be at least a little bit careful here. I think this will do, though. This feels like it has all the tools for a successful murdering. He said they're ready. Here we go. Nobbing and gobbing. I think I remember playing an RPG, like a D&D game, where there were two goblins. One was named Gob Gob and the other one was named Lin Lin. It was a defining memory for me. Mad Lad going ogres into Wood Elves. My faction is preset. Goblins tend to be more innovative and ambitious. Yeah, Gnoblars are really... They're really just... They were built to be eaten, really. Alright. Alright, now, hear me out. Hear me out, but... In theory, I have too many Gnoblars to shoot to death, right? And if my opponent tries to get fancy on me, like, you can't rush me, right? That's just gonna suck. I have my Lead Belchers. This should be good. I feel like this should be amazing. The idea is simple. I just, yeah. I just tank his shots, use the Lead Belchers to win. Now, Weight Watcher build's gonna be super scary. A lot of people can't pull it off, though. And as you can see here, my opponent has 5-5. That's the build. All right. What a mad lad. So they've opted for an Orion build. Okay. So they have chosen death. They actually can't kill Greasus, which is hilarious. We got our trappers at the ready. I'm just gonna wait for these guys to blob up. Generally speaking, you want to get more value. And this is obviously a situation where you get this guy in. Actually, you know what's really funny? Greasus is sick versus Orion. Unfortunately, he got some pretty good abilities on my poor trappers. So they're probably gonna die. But if I can kill Orion here, that would be hilarious, right? Huge flock of doom. Dang it, I think I missed one of the cav units because he moved. I'm just gonna get my charge off though. Oh my gosh, is he actually going to lose Orion like this? That would be a devastating way to lose your lord. Imagine being, you know, the king of the Wood Elves and you get sniped by Greasy Boy. It's not pretty. It's definitely not pretty. You gotta be a little careful. I'm warding off his cavalry. Ryan's being slowed. No, man. No, not like this. Not like this. Orion, no. He's getting bullied a little bit. Now, I think he managed to pull away a bit. I'm going to body block him with my caster, so that Greasus can hopefully land a good hit. Then we're going to cast our Flock of Doom, amp it up so that it gets the deeps in. I'm going to see if we can keep killing Orion. Seems like he's going to live, though. You win this day, my dear opponent. You win this day. Though Orion at least has taken some pretty decent damage. Just going to keep charging him. The lead belchers, of course, are amazing versus Wood Elves in general. So all the... Oh, he healed him. All right, that makes sense. Get back here, you darn menace. I'm going to need to keep my charges going, by the way. And even though he's going to jump a lead belcher, I think we'll still be able to catch him. That shouldn't be a big deal, I don't think. So that's going to be the plan. He doesn't have his cav support, and Grease is going to have another rampage soon. So I'd be a little worried if I was Orion. Orion has indeed chosen death. Got a big Houndo ability on my guys, though. I should be able to at least catch some Glade Riders, though. Okay. My lead belchers are still cooking them up very well. Value-wise, it's only slightly behind. Come on, Greasus, though. Can you kill Orion for once? Greasus is not really doing the big deeps to Orion that I thought he would. Slightly unfortunate. Got a big cav charge over there, too. I'm gonna rank this battle could be better out of 10. It's not the end of the world. You know, we got Greasus in here. He's trying to hit Orion, but I think he keeps getting distracted by something. Okay, Orion, I'm just going to rampage. Greasus, can you move? Please. What are you doing, man? Guy hates moving. Come on, get in there, buddy. My goodness, there's a battle to be had. Your target is literally trying to die in your grasp, and you're just letting him feast on your face. Greasus, chase some, you butt. All right, well, Greasus, screw it. I'm getting the ninja. All right, that should do. That should do. He doesn't have guard mode on or anything. He's just janking it up super hard. I think we got it, though. I think we got it. So now Greasus can chill. Oh my gosh, Orion. Come on, get here, you piece of crap. Greasus is getting body blocked by Gnoblars. It's infuriating. Clearly, I just don't know how to grease properly, though. There you go. I think he finally got hit. So now we're going to slow him. As dumb as the jank is, we actually are still winning. So that's a very good sign. Okay, here we go. And then we're going to reduce his speed more. Now he is roughly the same speed as Greasus. It's actually impossible to get my units to target onto Orion for some reason. Why did they stop chasing? What is actually going on? I don't have guard mode on. Why does it feel like my entire army has guard mode on? What is happening? Chase the dude. Something's weird. All right, this is like a basketball player realizes that the court is messed up situation. Either that or I'm just wrong, and honestly I'd be willing to accept that too. But come on, Greasus. What is he attacking? I think he is. I think at this point he is attacking, so that should be fine. How's this point going? Decently. I can definitely chuck this out, get a big old buff. Wood Elves are running out of units too. Holy crap though, can this guy hit Orion? What if I rampage him? Can nobody hit Orion? What the crap is going on? Actually though, what the crap is going on? It feels like my units are just not attacking, and I am so confused right now. Just attack, you darn greasy boy. I'm doing my bestest. The ninja's doing all right at least. All right, here we go. Yeah, I feel like all my micro is being spent on this in this weird jankiness. Wild hunters are really expensive, so I'm just gonna flock of doom them and amp up the ability to make sure that they actually die. Okay, and now I just have to capture a point. It's been too long since I've captured a point. Ninja is doing okay. Greasus is actually.
I'll crush them. Looking for me.
I don't know what's going on with Orion, man. My entire worldview is shattered. What is he doing? What is this? Why is he rolling down the hill? My dude, just attack, please. All right, I think it's a game issue. All right, I'm calling it right now. There's absolutely something is going on. Greasus keeps walking away from Orion. Yeah, janky SE combat right now. That is some extreme jank. What are they doing? All my units are acting like they have guard mode on. What is this? What is this? That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I've been playing Warhammer for like 50 years. I've never actually seen this. They can't attack Orion. They're actually incapable of attacking Orion. I had no idea. Is he bugged? What the crap is going on? Why does that not work? You had the thing in campaign, they just stopped chasing. Yeah, what is going on? Does that happen with everyone? Is it happening to my opponent? I think more investigation is needed, but definitely something is not right. Something's very not right about trying to attack Orion. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. We're gonna get the rampage. We're gonna target Orion, and then we should be good. Let's see here. All right, we're going to get some debuffs. That should kill the Wild Riders fairly well. We do win on a 2-cap, thankfully, so I can relax a little bit. I just have to not throw. Holy crap, this is so weird though. What are they doing? I actually can't target single entities? It's like, that's so weird. I've never seen that before. Is this like, did they like update the beta branch or something? Is this something going on? Yeah, they're just legit incapable of attacking Orion. That's so weird. It works with the Spell Singer of Life. It's like an Orion exclusive thing. It's what in the what indeed? That is the weirdest thing. Is Orion mega bugged? I'll have to ask around. Everything else seems normal though, outside of Orion. Come on, Ninja, get him. Yeah, so it's not Greasus. I'm sorry for shaming your great name. Yeah, it's like an Orion bug or something. My guys actually are incapable of attacking Orion. Like, this is working fine. That's normal. All right, there we go. We got some trappers shooting up the Glade Riders. Man, do they have no capture weight though. All right, at the very least, if Orion attacks Greasus, then I think he should hit him. In theory, we can get the Amble Peak Greybacks in here to solve this situation. And despite my opponent's Lord literally being untargetable, we did manage to pull out a victory.
Greasus, gold. Fatty.
Oh my god, yeah, it's so dumb. That is so dumb. Wow. I gave an attack to my lead belcher so they wouldn't fire on him. An attack with the lead belcher shouldn't stop Greasus from attacking Orion though, right?
Too strong. Will do. Killing time. No. The enemy has.
Yeah, Orion has to attack Greasus for Greasus to be able to attack back. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll do a quick test to see if it's like just this game or if it's actually just like a persistent bug. But obviously we will have to ban Orion if obviously we'll have to ban Orion if he's literally untargetable. Thank goodness we won though. All right. Yeah, I get the feeling that my Yetis are not going to be able to actually kill the man. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Greasus died, by the way. This is like the weirdest thing though. Don't call it too early. Yeah, my opponent can still win is the really dumb part. But this, I think this would be a replay type situation. If we did end up losing, I have it in the rules specifically where if a bug causes you to lose the game, then you get to replay. And I think your opponent literally having an invincible lord that can just jump all your range units without taking any damage, that might qualify for a... That might qualify as a game-breaking bug. I don't know. Maybe it's balanced, all right? Maybe it's totally balanced, but nah, man. Nah, that's obviously that should not be allowed. Dude, that's so weird though. All right, here we go. Straight up indestructible, untargetable lord. I will test immediately after this. Yeah, I know the lead belchers weren't attacking him. It's the fact that I can't attack him with melee units. The lead belchers is not an issue. In fact, the lead belcher thing is like the least of my issue. Line of sight, at least we know what we're dealing with. Orion buffs have arrived. New patch. All right, there we go. All right, let's do this. Let's brace for impact, yet our Gnoblars. Huzzah. Let's get a trapper. Here we go. All right. All right, GG. Huzzah! Oh my gosh, what a game. Okay. Renataki's next. Okay, jeez Louise, that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Orion got 5,500 value. That is so dumb. That is so dumb. What in the world is going on? What in the... Also, I hate that bug too. I can't skirmish versus AI. Okay, wait. Troll country. Wood Elves. Orion. Is he untargetable? Let me see. Greasus didn't have line of sight because of his massive gut. Dang. Impressive. Okay. Alright, what's going on? Okay, let me see this real quick. What the crap? Okay, so if I just right click this guy, right? Does he attack him? Okay, yeah, so now he's attacking properly. Can he hit him? Okay, yeah, so now he's working properly. I don't think it's an Orion thing. I think there's some SEs. Weird. Does this have to do with like lead belchers then? Because that was a match thing. Okay, so not Orion, but some weird bug. Okay, I need to report that to CA. That's such a weird bug. Can't attack Lord. Let's have a map pack. Okay, and then I got to do this. Send the replay in. Not sure what happened. Suddenly couldn't attack Orion with melee units. Okay. Post that. And then I can start facing Renataki. There is a bug where it's come to my attention that there is a bug where lords suddenly can't be targeted with melee attack orders. Not sure how it happens, but if it does, then finish your match. If the bug caused a player to win the game, then replay. All right. There we go. We're good. Thank you, Apolak, for the Prime subscription. I have no idea how the bug gets triggered. But today I learned. Today I learned I must fear the I must fear that situation. Alright, so what was that? So that was game 2. I'm surprised we still managed to win. Because in theory, Orion should have gotten dumpstered when I surrounded him with all my guys. I think some people mentioned some weird attack command shenanigans. Like maybe the lead belchers not being able to shoot Orion screwed everything else up. I honestly have no idea, but I will send all the information to Creative Assembly. Oh boy. On beta branch. Okay. Okay. So Renataki. Oh, we doing Ogre's mirror? Oh hell yeah. Alright. Ogre mirror time. I can take Greasus still. This build's not bad. Do I want the flingers? Maybe. If he brings a stone horn, I should be able to kill it with Greasus, right? I think I just need a different caster. I can use Wind Blast to kill his stuff. That should be good enough. Ugh, man, what What a match, though. It's throwing me in for a loop. Alright, so we have our Iron Guts. He might go Lead Belchers. But if he does, can I just rush his face? This is a very wide build. Lead Belchers would kind of be sus. And with the Greybacks, I think this build would work fine. I might just cut the Iron Guts for bowls and then call it a day. This guy's caused fear? No terror. Rip. Okay, this should be good enough. Oh, let's do it. Oh man, lots of reporting though. All right, I got a DM. Had the same issue with white lions not be able to target a branch wraith on an open field a few days back. Thanks. I'll send the replay to CA. So yeah, okay, I'm not the only one, which means this actually kind of happens. Kind of often. That's not good. Also, what? 8 units? My guy has 8 units. Okay. Interesting. I wonder what they have planned for me then. Anyways, we move on. It seems like at least it doesn't happen super often, but what an annoying bug. I wish I knew what caused it. But this will do for now. Alright. Ready? Good luck, have fun. Alright, let's just enjoy Greasus. Also, we beat Wood Elves with Greasus. That's fun. You think he has Greasus? The lesser Ogre Kingdoms player. Obviously, the person who has Greasus is going to win the Ogre's Mirror, right? Realistically, though, this is kind of sketchy. Because obviously, Iron Blasters. He has a bunch of Lead Belchers. But I think if we just capture the points and shove them back, it ain't too bad. So that's going to be the play. I'm going to get some Saber Tusk Pack over here for the flank. Some more Trappers for the flank. Ouch. Come on, don't lose the caster now. Alright, there you go. And I'm just going to shove them all the way back. We're just going to capture the points as fast as we can and just shove them all the way back. Caster should be able to distract a lot of these shots from being too painful. And it's going to take him ages to clear all this out. Caster unfortunately is gone though, but at the end of the day, this is definitely a triple cap type situation that we got going on. And with him being shoved back now, I just need like 1 or 2 elite units. And that should be enough. Has some Saber Tusks coming on in. Do I just want to spam Saber Tusks? Honestly, that's not terrible. That ain't a terrible idea. If I keep them retreating, by the way, that's how you bully these range builds. Keep them running, and they can't shoot you. Offense is indeed a very viable defense. What's going on here? What are you doing? Saber Tusks charging my Saber Tusks. Just gonna slow him down a bit. There we go. Dude, we're actually just overrunning him with the Gnoblars. The Gnoblar tide has arrived. Yeah, I can rear charge these guys. Just really want to clean this up. Actually, it looks like it's already winning for me. He's throwing some money on the ground, but it's totally fine. I just need to, yeah, just keep slinging him. And if I keep spamming Saber Tusks, I think my opponent just loses. I'm pretty sure he's just dead. This is looking like a very bad situation. Gnoblars are dead. You know what that means? No support for these bulls. So that's just gonna hurt him real bad. Dude, the double Iron Blaster, that's my build. But the new Ogre meta has arrived, okay? It's Greasus Gnoblar Tide. This is actually a grand finalist build, by the way. For anyone who thinks I'm memeing, all right, this is a legit build that almost won 3,000 pounds. So trust me when I say that this truly has some unholy levels of potential. Should be able to catch these lead belchers. There we go. I'm gonna go here and slow down the saber tusks. Whoops. I cast the spell out of range, so it didn't cast right away. That's my B, obviously. Dude, he's getting massacred. This is a funny build. This is kind of a sick build. I'm not gonna lie. Get rampaged. Greasus has arrived. Prepare thyself to be greased. Now the lead belchers are gonna live, but in the time it takes them to clear up all these Gnoblars, it's over, man. It's all Ogre now. Greasus clobbers those poor saber tusks. I just have to make sure he doesn't get sniped by the powder guts, and I'm good. Couple birds have arrived. They are not a big issue in the slightest. We got a route, and this thing, its wheels will be clogged up by the bodies of my Gnoblars before this battle is over. My army will not die, so I'm totally fine if he wants to cycle charge for the next 50 years. Because yeah, it is simply not going to cook. Though it is a value trade, I do have to be aware of that. We're gonna slow these guys down, the double slow. So wind blast and thing, 19 speed on the powder guts. There is no escape. And then since we're out of Gnoblars, I'm just gonna spam some bulls now. And then if we just get them into the fight, I think we are a-okay. Boom. Mega value with cash cascade. Greasus is in the fight, man. He wants blood. Gnoblar Kingdoms, yeah, man, dude. This is so hype, man. I think part of the reason it works is because no one expects you to just main tide with Ogre Kingdoms. But it is legitimately a good build, even if people are kind of expecting something like it. But there really are enough Ogre builds where if you just have some mix-ups, I think your opponent's just gonna suffer super hard. Because you can go a single entity build, you can go for a bull rush. Your options are truly tremendous. This build's also really nice because you get your army ability built up. That part's pretty nifty. There we go. We'll just go over there, and then Greasus can rampage these fools. It reduces their melee attack and leadership, so it's actually quite nice. What's his value? He only has 8 kills. But look, what Greasus lacks in mobility, he has in abilities. Very okay abilities. Much better in a blob fight. SE blobs are kind of the weakness, though, to this Gnoblar spam, so I guess that checks out. He's not dead, too. That's a plus. I'm not dead yet. All right, lead belchers get slowed. And so far, not too much adminning today. It looks like the tournament is just working, which means I can contact Turin after the event. And yeah, if we're lucky, Turin might actually host a tournament tonight using the bot. That would be a dream come true. Really will help publicize it, show that it does indeed work well. Maybe I can set it up so it doesn't run on my PC. And then we don't need to rely on Swiss tournaments all the time. Very exciting. He has some dudes over here. They're not going to capture anytime soon, though, right? Yeah, they'll take about 2 minutes. No, they'll take about 1 minute to capture that point. That's enough time for my graybacks to get there, so I think we're good. What's the bot doing, TLDR? It just organizes matches for people. So it adjusts your MMR. It just runs the tournament. It runs the whole tournament. Without the bot, the tournament does not work. What's the value on this thing? Wow. The Iron Blaster has 174 kills. This one got more value. This one has value almost equal to its kills. Okay, obviously that's exaggerating a bit, but 600 value is abysmal for this unit. That's like 1/3 of its cost. Disgraceful. Oh, whoops, wrong ability. Ah, whatever, man. Paymaster. You can't beat Greasus with the Paymaster. The OG Ogre Tyrant has arrived. Come at me, bro. I ain't letting this guy escape. Greasus' attack command actually works here, so we're gonna bog him down. Oh, he's running. He's trying to escape, but you've been dismembered, son. From downtown. Come on, Greasus, roll in. Beat him up. Yeah, let's go. We hit him. How's the Greasin going? Surprisingly well. This is going to be our 3rd victory today. Beat him up, Greasus. Run him down. Oh, he's rolling up. Yo, why does Greasus look so small, man? He's supposed to be huge. Boom. You just kill a Gnoblar with that attack? Okay, he did hit him, thankfully. Come on, man. You got this. And bada boom. He missed. Come on, Greasus. You got this. Oh, come on, man. Come on. He didn't even kill him. The guy walked away. He was literally dismembered. He had no limbs. And he was faster than the Grease. Whatever, man. A win's a win. A win's a win. I'll take it. Great success. Obviously, my build was perfect into my opponent's build. When you got the Gnoblar 20 stack, that's just kind of how it works. Greasus is real janky, but I do like his abilities. They're kind of cool. We're up against Realm. Okay. Yo, yo. Yeah, I don't know. He seems... He's alright. Greasus is alright. GG's Renataki. Honestly, it was over at build screen. I don't think yeah, I don't think there was much that could have been done. Nothing wrong with your gameplay. But man, this Gnoblar tide. It's very funny because the OG meta was Ogre Bull Tide, and then we had Ogre Kite, and now we have Gnoblar Tide with Greasus as the centerpiece. But alright, it's Altar of the Champion and we're playing versus High Elves. Can I pull off the same thing? We'll see. This is perfect though. 3-0 Greasus. Somehow this is doing better than Oceanids. This is so dumb. How is this doing better than when I was doing Oceanid Kite? Is Greasus higher tier than Oceanids? Is Greasus A tier? Oh, you actually beat this build versus Greasus yesterday. Literally similar things, but he went for Big Rush. Oh yeah, the Gnoblar Rush is way better because you don't give the Iron Blasters any targets. Yeah, we got knife ears, but I'll clean them up, don't you worry. And 3,000 pounds, so they almost won Greasus. Oh, here we go. Yeah, he's on High Elves. Ogres. Honestly, I think the vanilla build's like good enough. I don't think you need to do the lead belcher thing. Although, actually, I might. The reason being, High Elves, they can whip out a build where they kind of kite and skirmish you to death. Now, I think it'd be really crazy for someone to go a Shadow Warrior kite against Ogre Kingdoms. But just in case, I should be prepared for it. So lead belcherage it shall be. I wonder if a Greasus stone horn build works. I'm pretty sure it doesn't though. But this should be fine enough. Face me, elves. Greasus is hungry. You guys think we'll beat Charix with this though? I don't think so. I think Charix will be able to rout off the Gnoblars too efficiently. Alright, here we go. Alright. Gnoblars are G tier. Surprisingly strong is how I describe them. Surprisingly strong. What makes them so good? I guess just the price. Trappers are actually kind of sick though. Trappers have a fairly strong range attack and the trap ability. The trap ability basically makes them a spear unit because cavalry don't really want to charge into them. Not until it's activated. Oceanids in theory would beat this build. I think Greasus claps Oceanids. And I don't know if they're fast enough to get away. That's kind of an unknown. Alright, opponents are ready. Here we go. When is the next squats for win stream? Oh boy. Maybe not with so little downtime between games. I think this stream we've only had like... I feel like I've had no downtime. The only time I can breathe is when I have to admin. Good luck, have fun. Alright, how many units does he have? If he has like 5 units, we auto win. Because you can't kill everything in time. It's like a crappy undead. Crappy vampire counts. Simply drink the Oceanids. Alright, here we go. It's basically the same build. So, yeah. I don't think there's really a need to be creative with this. It's a Gnoblar 20 stack. What's there to really improve on? So we're gonna get our trappers over here. They'll be able to do well. And then it's just gonna be a march up type situation. I walk up, punch him in the face, everybody's happy. I will have to split up my army though. This is obviously way too blobbed up. And I did throw in 1 lead belcher just in case he has a kite. The back-to-back matches are great. Yeah, I've been getting good feedback about it. I'm so happy about the format. 100 squats. My peak squattage in like 1 day was like, what? Somewhere between like, it was like 50? Was it more than 50? I don't know. When the squatting was unbound, you guys made me do so many. I'm not going to turn it back on just yet, but I should definitely exercise today. I got Step Mania installed. Very excited to play that. How's Grand Cathay been performing? Okay, but people don't really play them much. I think Danican plays a pretty mean Cathay though. He's really good at just having solid defensive formations with his army. And unless you have like some sort of kite or artillery play, they're just gonna bully you. It's quite nasty. So just gonna alley-oop. Just draw the line. He has some bolt throwers. Fine by me. A Teclis. These guys have move and shoot, right? No, huh? Okay. Or do they? No, okay. So we're just gonna use them to get a little bit of pepper in. They whiff completely. Brutal. And we are going to see some Shadow Warriors. Now the HP is decent enough here where it's gonna be a little bit annoying. I could take the lead belchers here, but I'm pretty sure the sky cutters would be problematic. We did get the slow on them though, and if I can rampage them, that'd be perfect. There it is. Got him. Holy Flock of Doom value. Whatever, I'll just cast it there. All right, nice. So that's gonna catch a couple of them. What is that? I walked into it. It's okay. It's okay. At the end of the day, we're still fine. Just gotta push him back, and then I think we'll just get the. I might just get the Ogre pistols to finish off the chariots, because they are still alive. Can't be having that. Yo, we almost wasted like all my Gnoblars though with that spell. Terrifying. Here we go. We got the dudes though. All right, and the fighting shall begin. The proper fight. So these trappers are going to chill here because he actually summoned a unit. And okay, so he has a spellcaster in reserve. I see. Just to spam abilities. That's pretty typical. Fairly typical. Though it does soften up his build quite a bit. Just gonna chuck this out. It hits 3 units of infantry on elves. That's probably not the worst trade in the history of trades. Okay, and then I'm just gonna charge these guys, and we're gonna see if we can run these guys down. Though I'm pretty sure he's gonna catch these Gnoblars with his flyers. They're just quite tanky. Value trading's not the bestest for me either. Gotta be a little careful. I think if I can get saber tusks on them, we'll be okay. Oh my goodness, thank you for the donation. I will read that in a second. Just trying to not lose the game first and foremost. Okay, yeah, here we go. Get them, lions. Beat them up. The one thing that kind of sucks is that capture weight is so bad here. Oh, also, why are my alerts not making sounds? I'll have to figure that out later. First things first, so I gotta win this match. Alright. First things first, we're gonna bully Teclis. So if we kill Teclis here, that is like his spell casting. That would set my opponent back a very good amount. Then, over on this side, we got the Saber Tusks. He unfortunately has blocked us with some spear play. Well played by my opponent. But Teclis ain't looking too good. In fact, he's getting thoroughly bullied. Thoroughly bullied right now. So if we can just get the kill on him, then I think life will be good. Shadow Warrior should be dying. Unfortunately, Teclis does barely manage to escape, but it ain't the end of the world. It's gonna try and body block me with those sky cutters. It does feel like I have a decent amount of Gnoblars though. So I don't think this is completely doomed, but it's also not exactly a great situation. You can see the value trading is quite even here. So I must be a little wary. Whoops, hotkeyed these guys onto the wrong thing. Poor lions have rampaged on the flank. Honestly, pretty fun pitched battle. Though with these lead belchers, or not the lead belchers, the powder guts coming on in, I think we're gonna have a little bit too much for them. Because the powder guts, yeah, look at that. They absolutely counter the sky cutters. So that'll work out super well for us. We'll just keep them advancing. I can't believe Teclis almost died to the grease. How are his Shadow Warriors doing? Oh, they're actually getting no value. That's hilarious. Yeah, so they're just sucking because they have no good targets. That's pretty funny. We got the middle. High Elf Infantry is not strong enough to defeat the might of the Gnoblar spam. Apparently, anyways. Very nice. We'll just queue up an attack command there, and then if I can blast the Sky Cutters, then victory shall be ours. Grease is doing a really good job supporting his guys too. And cavalry charges into the trappers is mega value for us. We love to see that. Overall, I'd say life is going good. The powder guts especially are going to be the biggest issue. Oh, there's a Silverin. Dang, all right. Really committed a lot there. I think that's a slight misplay because these guys haven't actually been doing anything. And when you're down like 850 gold for that, it's, yeah, pretty painful. Come on, powder guts. Snibbity sniping. Doing the bestest. It does give a target for his Shadow Warriors though, but if they can just get the kill, I'm happy. Has some Dragon Princes, all right. I'm gonna slow them down for the powder guts to finish the job because I think these Sky Cutters are more or less dead at this point. If he severely misplays, Teclis is actually just going to get rampaged to death. Oh, he severely misplayed. Let's go. Beat him up. Beat him up. Kill him. Get him dead. Yo, oh, the clobbering time. Let's go. He's dead. Oh, Teclis, you fool. It's so fast. It's so fast. It's like the Mountain and the Viper, right? You know, you're like dodging around. You're like, oh yeah, this guy's got nothing on me. And then he grabs your face, pops you like it's nothing, man. That's hilarious. I'll take it. Now I just got to capture the points and then we won. Got the Flock of Doom going. I got the capture points over on the flank side going. High Elves don't really have anything to deal with these in the late game, so I would say we are good to go now. Let's just position them knobbies. Get some more mobility, and that should be a triple cap very soon. These guys get slowed by Greasus too. By the devastating impact or whatever it's called. Now what do I heal? The powder guts? Yeah, sure, why not? They got a little damage by those Dragon Princes. And I guess Pigback Riders or the Amble Peak. Amble Peak is definitely, if I can save up for it, it will just be a victory for us. So I think that's going to be the goal. I will have another Flock of Doom soon. He can't keep getting away with this troll style. I'm telling you, it's a legit build. Oh yeah, he doesn't even want to fight Greasus with the Dragon Princes. Great Flock of Dooming. Dude, Flock of Doom is such a good spell. We never should have stopped using it. It's clearly amazing. And if I charge with these Gnoblars, that's going to build up my army ability. It actually built it up quite a bit. I should be spamming charge attacks more often. So how does this thing build up exactly? Like, what if I just spam this? Does that build it up? Wait, is this a dumb bug? 1 second. It's going up. I don't know if that's actually from me spam clicking though. But yeah, interesting. Ogres are kind of weird. I'm sure there's some way you can really bug it out and constantly count as charging. At the very least, you should be charging routing units. But can I build it up enough to spam dudes? We'll see. Overall, though, life is good. Time to charge these dudes. Yeah, per unit charging builds it. But like if you spam charge when you're already in melee, does that do it? What if I charge here? It's building it. I don't know if it's building it efficiently though, because I'm getting hit a lot before giving that attack command. So, I'll give it a maybe. Summoned in some Shadow Warriors, that's not going to help them. The problem being, Shadow Warriors are really bad at securing points. Charge it. Yeah, that doesn't really build it up in a way that is efficient enough. So maybe let's not spam click our units until they all route. see, do I have a flock? Woo. Yes! Fun fact, you can extend the range of your abilities if you click on the unit. The ability will cast on the unit if they are in range. Like, even if the edge of the unit is in range, if you click on the banner, it'll do it. As opposed to actually clicking on the ground, which might be out of range. That's just a nice little tech piece to barely squeeze out a little bit more out of your spells. Unfortunately, I do lose the point, but it's okay. More Gnoblars into the horizon. No kite build will ever defeat this, apparently. Oh boy, oh, there they are. Can you select a whole army and spam charge? Like, if I charge these Shadow Warriors, I don't think it builds up because they're too far away. I think to actually get the charge animation, your guys need to be in range. So it is a little weird. That's going to be a great Flock of Doom. More Gnoblars. Not nearly as efficient as the zombie spam, but still very good. How does the Gnoblar Trapper ability work? So if they get within a certain distance of them, basically in melee, then the unit just takes some damage and loses some speed. So if you kind of brace for a charge with your trappers, sometimes it won't trigger. But if you give an attack command, they'll move just close enough where it triggers, and then whatever cavalry unit they have won't be able to escape. It's a nice little thing you can just whip out. Huzzah! All right. Thank you very much for the. Thank you very much for the donation. I'm just gonna see if I can get it to work. Huh? Yeah, weird. Can't get it to work, but I can read it out loud. Just rewatch a Wood Elf game. It appears that your units started moving like that when you give an attack command to a Dreadmaw. They moved on top but didn't attack. But it happened in the Wood Elf game. So there were no Dreadmaws. I don't know, man. Alright, how'd Greasus do? Not bad. Yo, Flock of Doomcasters consistently getting 2k. That's crazy. Why'd we ever stop using Flock of Doom? He's always getting 2k value. That's crazy. I guess it's really slow chip damage. But the guy costs 650. He's basically free. That's like the cheapest caster you can get. I should start running Flock of Doom when I play Empire. In fact, an Empire Mantide build with this is not terrible. So on Blood Grove and it's Chaos Dwarves. Okay. The Blood Grove. Greasus has to not get shot to death by the Chaos Dwarves, right? That much is clear. I need some way of actually rushing down their artillery. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. It seemed to proc after Orion was healed, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah. But that's true though. The ogres were moving like a Dreadmaw. There was something going on. Yeah, they moved like a Dreadmaw. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I think that's what it was. Someone said the units were moving like a Dreadmaw. Okay, I'm gonna message someone at CA. where they move, but to the unit's position, but they don't attack. Definitely a beta specific thing. Oh, okay, so they're already ready. How do I want to play versus Chaos Dwarfs? Greasus would be really good if they don't have a shooting build, but if they do, it's kind of sus. Ogres are just sick though. I think the only thing that gives me a little bit of pause is if we see a bunch of Chaos Dwarf warriors. I could totally see them being a menace. But yeah, I think you're right. That should help CA fix the bug once they make the beta branch part of the main game. So I very much appreciate that. Many Gnoblars gave their lives. Perfect. Someone should keep track of how many Gnoblars are losing every battle. I think the number is quite high. Let's also look at the live leaderboard. So B6, Charix, and myself, we all have 4 wins a pop. B6 is facing Charix, so one of them is going to lose. And then we have Tingus Pingus, Attack Speed Enjoyer, Poke Patty, Rowdy. Tournament's going very nice. It's going super smoothly. I love it. Aw, yeah. It's going great. And there's 30 minutes left on the tournament. All right. Wood Elf build without range in the next tournament would be funny to see. Oh, the melee only Wood Elves? I already did that before. It kind of sucks, man. Melee only Wood Elves kind of sucks butt. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, here we go. So I think what we do actually, instead of trying to capture the points, I should be thinking ahead here. And like, position to kill his artillery. Oh, okay. You see the army size he has? It's actually going to be Gnoblars versus Hobgoblins. Now, Hobgoblins are better than Goblins, so Gnoblars are obviously worse, but I like the idea of, you know, a Goblin off. Greasus is going to hide for his life at the beginning of the battle. And this should work out decently. Ready, good luck, have fun. Very simple idea. It's a rush. So I'm just going to plow into any artillery they have. If they don't have artillery and go for SEs, Greasus and Amble Peak, make sure that that doesn't work. Should be fine. Yeah, this is not a Swiss tournament. It's a ladder tournament. So I set up a bot that basically runs a ladder for a little bit. And then the top 4 players of the ladder move into the top 4. Bolt throwers? What a scrub lord. What an absolute scrub lord. Bolt throwers. This is a small sized army, thank you very much. Your bolt throwers mean nothing to me. What does this guy do? Burning head. Okay, now that's the anti-Gnoblar tech. But yeah, it's just a wide line. Has some fire guard glaives. I'll definitely need to hit him with some nifty spells. Probably should have taken like chain lightning or something. I think I might have misplayed slightly there, but at the very least, my front line should beat his front line. And that's the most important thing. Trappers versus the Gobbos. Very normal. He didn't summon in mobility, so that's my sign to summon in my mobility. We're just gonna pull this guy back. We're gonna start flinging into these guys. And the idea is if my Gnoblars can disrupt his ranged, then life is simple. Just gotta make sure everyone is actually advancing here. Got more saber tusks coming on in. They'll be great. They'll be able to save the trappers. That's a burning head. Gonna have to pile in a little bit so that it doesn't kill all my dudes. Woo. Oh, it's friendly firing. Greasus has to dodge the artillery pieces. Whoop. Okay, it's a little sketchy. Just a wee bit. Now, I think I should be able to still collapse that left side. I think that's okay. And I will be able to get in here. Summons a little bit of mobility, but that's not a problem. And they are triple cap too. Which I think is the bigger issue, because I don't know if my opponent will actually be able to handle this in a bit, right? If this left flank collapses, that's really rough. The guns are actually just useless right now. They are doing effectively nothing. And I still have a lot of flingers. I will be able to jump the artillery soon. That has been oh so useless. I think we just have to carry this out. Yeah, I just have to like distract the ranged a little bit. They're still a little bit too online for my liking. But at the end of the day, they're never going to kill this many Gnoblars, right? It'll just take too long. Value trading, though, not the best. I'd say could be slightly better for me. A little bit of a route over here, too. Oh, crap. Wrong ability. Ah, God, wrong ability. Oh, that's my bad. At least I'll be able to Flock of Doom that, I guess. It seems like value-wise, it's not too bad just looking at the battlefield, but the actual tracker doesn't like me nearly as much. Now, I think as soon as I shut down the artillery pieces, that's going to swing heavily in my favor. But just something to keep in mind, for sure. Lions are in, though. And now it's time to bring in the big boys. Some proper ogres. In fact, you know, let's just charge these gobbos. A lot of my guys will be rallying too. That's nice. He's starting to have a bit of a resurgence, though. I have to be careful that that doesn't become an issue. My saber tusks, they actually died. I feel like the steam is running out. That is worrying. But the triple cap will force my opponent to stick around and take bad fights, right? Yeah, the fire glaives aren't doing too great. That's actually not the best burning head ever. I still have a lot of dudes. The distraction team's going well. Any range there? Barely not. Alright, but having just a little bit of armor piercing will definitely help me out a lot. And I think with a few more trappers, that should start getting the job done. How much value do these guys have? Okay, basically none. That's a very good sign for us. Okay. Greasus can start getting into the fight. I'm going to, yeah, get a sick flock of doomage over there. Greasus can kill this guy. And then I guess I'll just send the trappers in here. The biggest thing, though, is that we still have a triple cap. He's trying to get the guys over there into a kill zone. We'll have to pull them back, of course. And given that it's really coming down to points right now, I'm just going to summon more HP and just kind of stall my opponent. Instead of trying to, like, win the trades, because we're actually down on trades a lot. But we're up in capture weight. So that's going to be the plan. Stop him from capturing this point, and I think we might be able to win on a single cap. Right? Kadai are really good at trading, but they're really bad at everything else. Greasus just keeps dodging those artillery pieces, and we're good. And I think that's the plan. Yeah, just keep distracting him, man. As long as he doesn't get him, we're happy. The middle's definitely going to fall soon, though, if I'm not careful. Okay, gonna have to shut these guys down. I'm gonna have some trappers moving on over there. Those Kadai are going to be annoying for sure, but he's not gonna capture the middle, not with Greasus here. Definitely not with Greasus. Ooh, I got some leftover doggies over there. Ooh, I feel like I should have summoned the Amble Peak Yetis. I think they would have been so good here. But yeah, you see this Kadai? That's a 1,400 gold unit. that's going to be distracted by a couple Gnoblars. It's perfect for us. Trapper ability on the Fire Glaives too is just going to bully them. And I think despite being almost doubled in value, I think we're actually still going to win. Kind of insane. So I'm just going to keep the stall going. Like Greasus doesn't care. He's chilling, right? There you go. Ogre charge over there. Let's actually heal these guys. I think they're one of the more important tools in keeping Greasus alive a bit longer. You can tell he thinks so too. He's targeted them with his artillery pieces. Man, it's really unending though, isn't it? The Gnoblars, they never stop. Kadai are doing the best, but the stalling shall continue. And now the artillery pieces are getting shut down. Now Greasus has to be real careful. He's cast some foul magic on us, the Vial of Hashut. Got to be a little careful with my boy Greasus. But as long as he dodges a bit, I think we're okay. Kadai don't have that much capture weight, thankfully. Come on, no minus 16. I think Greasus is gonna live because he routed off his artillery pieces, yeah. Yeah, let's go. He's not even that tanky. It's just most of his stuff was disrupted. The Kadai are gonna take way too long now, and just like that, I think we won it. I don't know how that was a win though. Honestly, it felt like I was massively down trading the entire game. But I guess when you shut down their range that hard, they just have nothing left. Oh, Greasus should mulch Kadai too. Let's actually send him there. I think he would be very happy to deal with that. No amount of cavalry, no amount of light cav is going to beat my trappers, that's for sure. And then I just got to hunker down on 1 point. Hey, and we got the Lord route. Hell yeah. Dude, this is sick. This is actually a sick build. Alright, let's see how Greasus does versus Kadai. I think the game's going to be over before they get the fight, but I might as well attempt it. Greyback's doing well. Face me, you darn Kadai. Face me. Dude, they took so long to capture. How much value did they get? Alright. Less than 2 gold per kill. Hell yeah. Okay, let's get that down. Face me, I say. I'm gonna rampage you into me just so I can get a little bit of damage with Greasus. You see that damage? He actually chunked like 10% on the charge. Dang! About 25%? 25% making use of his charge. And impact hits. Impressive. Not bad. Yeah. These guys eventually got their value. But they were really bogged down. We're up against Bagosh next. Okay. Yo, yo! Ogres. How'd the bolt throwers do? Pretty bad. Oh yeah, the bolt throwers got hard countered by the build. Flock of Doom was still good, by the way. Love Flock of Doom. And yeah, the laborers were not enough to beat the Gnoblar tide. In fact, Gnoblar seemed very adept at they seemed really adept at clearing laborers. That was fun. Love it. I can't believe it. The only time I have this much success is like when I'm playing super sweaty factions. All right, what's my opponent playing? Demons of Chaos. Ooh. Ooh, does this do well versus Demons of Chaos? I don't know about that. Does this do well versus Demons of Chaos? I feel like Greasus could absolutely get sniped to death. Though the crumbling doesn't help them for clearing out so many Gnoblars. So maybe I have enough anti-large? Maybe. Gnoblars are masters of getting their butts kicked. Sounds about right. Okay, Amble Peak Greybacks are fine. I just need to not get shot to death. And I think having even a little bit of ranged will get me there. I think that's honestly all I need. Just a smidge to make sure that we don't get, you know, like Changebringered or something crazy. Yeah, this is... I feel a little sussed out. There's a non-zero chance that we get mega hard countered. But we'll see. Who in the community has the best chance of beating me? Danican or Charix? Berserk is also terrifying, but they don't play as often. But in terms of frequent players, Danican and Charix. I'd say between the three of us, we all give each other a very hard time. Dang, Charix is still in their match against B6. I guess it's been 17 minutes. Attack Speed Enjoyer signed up not too long ago too. They're making a run for top 4. Very interesting. Lately, you've been getting the Lord Dead penalty when the Lord is absolutely alive. I don't think I've noticed that. So you might be missing something. Lord Dead penalty is very noticeable. So I would be surprised if I was missing it. Do you know with what situations you are seeing that? Also, by the way, this is a very similar build as usual. We have a ton of HP, and then we use the flingers to get infinity value. Ready? Good luck, have fun. Vampire Lord? I guess I don't play with Vampire Lords very often. But here we go. Another match. So this is game 6. Is everyone that afraid of lead vultures? Alright, obviously Greasus and Dude have to hide in the woods here. This build is honestly really good for just being kind of unpredictable. But having a double Soul Grinder of Tzeentch against this is probably the worst thing he possibly could have had. Now, he does have some blue fire for the Greasy Man. I will have to be a little careful with that. I'll probably have to give up this point soon enough. As long as Greasus don't die, I'm happy. So, what do I want? I guess just more trappers, yeah. Greasus will live. The point shall be mine. So it's gonna control the space a little bit. Man, Gnoblars, I feel like they really don't have any capture weight. They are so slow on that front. It is quite sad. Right, some plague bearers are here. I think we'll just start shooting them up. Use my range to my advantage. Get the flingers cooking. I do have all my boys here. Still haven't captured a single point. Insane. Alright, and then it's just dealing with them soul grinders. Now that they've committed into melee, I can think about potentially getting some shenanigans in. Bringing in some large units. Though the Gnoblars are not the greatest here because they route off really easily to everything. So you gotta be a little careful. Let's see what we can do versus soul grinders at least. I think if I can just jump them with like these guys maybe, then we might begin somewhere. Decent flock of doomage. Caster's actually just gonna get in there and see how it goes. Wow, I don't have capture weight here. Crazy. But the big boys, the unbreakable guys, are on their way. They should do fairly well versus stuff like the Furies and the like. Trading wise, it ain't good, but that's always been the case. helps decrease their leadership, I guess. And then I think once I get the Amble Peak Yetis, it'll start getting a little bit better for us. Obviously, it's not going to look super good right now. But I assure you, with the Gorgers now in business, and the fact that my opponent will be crumbling quite a bit, I think things will start to look up soon enough. I can't believe I still don't have this capture point, though. That's Gnoblars for you. All right, one of those guys crumbles. It's good to see. He's actually suffering a lot of crumbling damage. Oh, yeah, look at that. Value train is coming back up real nice. Just got to stay away from the soul grinders. He did sadly rout off my little dude here, too. But overall, we're starting to get there, right? And these guys, they don't have infinite ammunition. Here's the scary part, though. Fiends O Slanesh. Now, these are just basic Gnoblars. They ain't too great. Amble Peak Yetis have arrived, though. And of course, I have a ludicrous amount of ranged. I did finally capture the point. And he is also not killing Greasus. Okay. I think it's not too bad. Amble Peak Yetis will definitely be the big winners here. Losing the magic is kind of rough, but actually not the endest of the world ever. Because Flock of Doom doesn't really have a lot to do here. And the soul grinders are real busy. Busy soul grinders. Look at that. So now I think if I just keep spamming Gnoblars, he just can't kill everything. He's been using blue fire. He doesn't have pink fire, which is the counter to Gnoblars. And while Fiends of Slanesh are good, will they be able to keep up the good fights? I'm honestly a little skeptical. But we'll see. Ugh, this poor caster, man. He's getting bullied. Mega bullied. Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can save this situation. The Greybacks are here, though. The Greybacks are about to cook. Ooh, I even still have my Gorgers. Beautiful. Alright. Yeah, I think my opponent's cooked. I don't know what's wrong with the gold damage value tracker. Does it, like, not track expendable units properly or something? Or is it just because he has 2 soul grinders and they're just that expensive? Kind of hard to tell. Kind of hard to tell, I'm not gonna lie. But he's gonna keep going for the Greasus knife. That's not gonna work. The Amble Peak Yetis are gonna absolutely massacre this poor guy. There you go. Goodbye, Fiends of Slanesh. Fiends of Slanesh have never felt so weak. Alright. Just joined 5-0 with Greasus. Correct. Oh boy. Oh, in campaign, yes. When your garrison lord dies, that does count as the lord lost. That's just kind of how the game goes. I think I'll get the powder guts since these guys are pretty screwed now. Greasus can definitely come in here and give him some trouble. And then I can bring in the powder guts for sweet vengeance against all these large units. Hell yeah. Alright, come at me, bro. Oh, the poor soul grinders. Do they have value? Absolutely not. The Grease is about to bring them to Pound Town. Nice. Although, obviously, this was only won because my opponent had a very bad build into mine. Taking a double soul grinder to start with is just gonna put you in a rough position. Oh yeah, look at the powder guts. Powder guts are cooking. Here we go, and then Greasus can get in here. Jeez, the powder guts are cooking. All right. My only wish is that we had a little bit more capture weight. I might want to sub in some ogres in the just some normal bulls in reserve, because I feel like I never have any capture weight to speak of. Oh, double fury. There they are. Blue fire on the powder guts. Not a lot of damage, actually. Oh, let's go. Oh, this is so huge. Perfectly timed ability cast. Yes. The powder guts are saved, son. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that so sucks for my opponent. Dude, he thought it was on cooldown still. Either that or he's just not used to playing versus Greasus. But that is 1,200, or that's 1,300 gold down the drain, more or less. Absolutely brutal. Greasus with the sick rampage plays. One of the Furies escapes though, but it doesn't matter, it's over. Dang. Dang. Oh man, this build is so good just for being unorthodox. No one's been ready for it. Not a singular person. Though I expect Charix will clobber me. I think Charix beats us. Soul Grinders didn't do anything. This guy did not do much. Greasus neither. But the Gnoblars. Give it up for the Gnoblars, man. And we're up against Martin next. Okay. Nice. Yo, yo. GG. Well played. 6-0. Greasus Gnoblars, man. What is this world we live in? Gonna have to kick him so I can invite my next opponent. The map is Imperial Road. And it's Martin. Alright. I'm Ogres. So he's gonna counter pick with 3. You think Martin will be ready? This is a disgusting build. I know. Okay, how is he gonna counter pick though? How is he gonna counter pick? And will drop you from the tournament. So exclamation mark win first is best. Okay. Gnoblar Kingdoms is powerful. My opponent's respecting it. Alright, so what's Martin gonna counter with? All Blood Vultures? Yo, I really don't like Blood Vultures. Empire, Beastmen, and Grand Cathay. I feel like Empire is calling to me. Beastmen, though, this build would knock them around so hard. Let's play versus Beastmen. In fact, I was the one playing Beastmen when I lost to this build. Therefore, this should absolutely cook. Let's see. So, how do we want to do this? I think I want to... Do I need this ability versus Beast? You know, I'll just keep the abilities. Greasus can... I like how it's been a fully decked out Greasus every time. That part's been quite funny. You like never see a fully decked out Greasus. Honestly, Gorgers feel not the worst. Though I imagine a swift cavalry charge could put them in an awkward position. So I think I'll do what I said I would. And just get some ogres for capture weight. Iron Guts are actually probably not bad for a Beastman. You know what? Sure, let's do this. Let's do it. Let us do. 20 stack peasants. If Bretonia... Oh man, why can't Bretonia just 20 stack peasants? They do sometimes, but it doesn't feel as good. I think it's because they're not ranged. You kind of want a slinger unit, not a peasant bowman unit, to make the man-tide the most effective. Deep frying with Grease. 6 games in 2 hours. I know. Best tournament format you have ever seen. So it looks like our top 4 is already going to be more or less decided. In 2 minutes, people will no longer be able to queue. Charix beat B6. What a terrifying beast. right, here we go. Last match before the top 4. Here we go. All right, let's do this. So we're up against Beastmen. Beastmen has generally been a faction that is weak to main tide styles, though, because they're kind of glass cannons. They're really good at dealing damage, but if they have to kill off a ton of units, they generally get wrecked. All right, here we go. Ready, good luck, have fun. So while they might be able to do a lot of damage on the charge because it's all wasted on a Gnoblar and they'll get counter-charged, that generally puts them in a really bad position. Now, his caster is a Mantle of Gorok Devolve caster. Interesting. Kind of unorthodox. Does have a Gorbel. Greasus, 10,000% wants to fight the Gorbel. A lot of stealth units, though. We got some Slongors, and Slongors are probably the scarier unit to have to fight. I don't look forward to facing them at all. And I think we're going to go for a bit of a tighter formation here, lest we get surrounded in a bad way. At the very least, though, Greasus can secure the point. And once I get some Amble Peak Yetis in here, then I'll have a nice, strong centerpiece unit to clean them up. Now, thankfully, there's no magic shenaniganry for my Gnoblars here. I just have to be a little wary of Ungor Raiders, but yeah, you can see my flanks are very well secured. These trappers too are invisible, so you might not expect them. We're just going to position like so. Make sure we get that point secured. Let's get our boys on the point. And then here we go. The Greybacks, because as it stands, it doesn't seem like my opponent really has anything. I can deal with that. This is a good Flock of Doom. They're Ungors though, so we're just gonna back it up. That is certainly a lot of infantry. It seems like my opponent has basically just full teched into the melee max. But in a fight, Greasus is insane. He'll be just fine. Now, is there a Cav Swarm somewhere? So far, he's playing pretty passive, letting me reap the benefits of the 2-cap. I will be in shooting range soon. Just gotta make sure we don't get flanked is all, right? Still looking for a good Flock of Doom target. I think when these Centigores clip into the Slongors, we could potentially get some work done. Okay, he's pulled the trigger, sure. But it's kind of mistimed. So he does have an Ungor Raider, though. Gonna have to be a little careful about them. Yeah, there's actually a lot of Ungor Raiders, so I'm just gonna full pull away from that. We're gonna go over here. We're going to get the big Flock of Doomage on all these units. Then we're going to hyper buff up over there. And I'm going to use the trappers to catch him off guard, potentially. I know his boys over there, they shouldn't like that too much. The Centigores. Greasus is doing quite well, by the way. And if I can just disrupt the Ungors from causing too many issues, then I am happy dandy. Now we get the Saber Tusks. Greasus is doing fine. I don't need to focus on him too much. You can see how annoying those trappers are, right? They really just come out of nowhere. And Amble Peak Yetis are doing fine. Now, damage-wise, they're actually taking a bit of deeps. But the Gnoblars have shut down his Raiders. So I think we're still okay. Flock of Doom here would be perfect as soon as the cooldown comes off. I just gotta make sure my Gnoblars here hold against the Ungor spam. There are quite a few Ungors to be had. Oh, massive Flock of Doom. Yep, give me that. So that's gonna bully them real bad. And Greasus now versus the Gorbel. Okay, so I don't know who wins that. I guess we'll see. We will see. Ungors are taking some deeps. Value trading's not the best for us, but honestly, that's been the case every single game, so I don't really know anymore. Looks like with the Korngor support, it is going to be a little rough for me, though. Yeah, ooh, the cav charges ain't looking too pretty either. My right flank is good. My left flank could definitely be much better. Greasus is in the getting bullied phase now. Come on, Greasus. You got this. You got stand your ground. That's perfect for this. Alrighty. We got our trappers over here. Big route on the right flank. That's good. That's going to free up my saber tusks. Okay. We're going to get a massive Flock of Doom again. Jeez, Greasus, don't die to a Gorbel, man. You were made for this job. Okay, maybe I can rampage the Gorbel and then hot swap with my caster. Thank goodness. Okay. Hot swap was a success. Jeez. Greasus almost got greased on. Gotta be a little careful about that. But we're good. And then it's just all about shutting down them Centigors and the Raiders. Greasus just has to stay safe, though. If this Gorbel goes on the chase, that is a potentially very bad situation. So we're just going to pull him to safety and then hopefully get some Ogre Bulls to save this guy, because Gorbel's coming for his face. He's taking a lot of damage from the caster, at least. And center line is going my way. We did kill off a lot of cavalry. Beastmen late game relies on their cavalry quite a bit. Nice. All right. Greasus is going to live then. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. All right. That Gorbel is getting so brutalized right now. How marvelous. All right. Here we go. A moment of respite, but not quite a victory just yet. We did manage to kill off the Gorbel. A massive pick for sure. But we're going to be entering the late game of Centigor spam, and they have perfect vigor. Centigors don't really care much about cycle charging for days. So we'll have to deal with that. I'll definitely have to heal up Greasus. We're gonna need to get our caster there, and we're gonna need to reform ranks, because look at the amount of mobility here, right? That is a big old problem. Korngors are kind of a menace. Should be able to charge and disengage him at least. Yeah, decent charge. Gorbel is off the battlefield. Yeah, as soon as I can get a heal on Greasus, I think we have a chance. Though it is going to be a little spicy. Just a smidge. Just a smidge spicy. This might be our first loss. I'm hoping he blobs up here though, and then I can get some sick flocks of doom. Like this one. That whiffed. Oh, the mega whiff. All right, that's unfortunate. I'm just gonna keep spamming saber tusks. How's Greasy boy doing? He's doing all right. Gotta be real careful about the Korngors though. Come on, get the rampage. There we go. And then if I rear charge him, that should hurt him pretty bad. Come on, man. I just need a few more charges. Just a few more charges to get the heal off. Obviously, we can't afford to let Greasus die. Ooh, I can get a lead belcher. Okay, here we go. The rogue lead belcher play to pull it all back. Oh, he's so close, man. He's so close. He's getting focus fired, though. What is that spell? Is he trying to route me? He's trying to devolve Greasus. The devolve. All right. But he heals. All right, huge, huge. I am triple cap, though. Oh, what a heal, though. What a massive heal. Okay, so Greasus will live. Thank goodness. Oh, All right. Value trading, though, is atrocious. Absolute hot garbage right now. What are you doing? Flock of Doomcaster having a rough day. Those are Minotaurs. All right. But I do have Lead Belcherage. Lead Belchers will be good. Oh, man. If I could secure some points, this would be much better. But I don't have much to actually bring onto the battlefield. At least the home point should be mine soon. He's kind of grouping up with some forces over there. We can bully him. Okay. Lead Belchers will cook. I think I just need to give them time to get back a bit of value, and it ain't too bad. I just have to re-secure these points, and soon. But these Lead Belchers will do great. Run. Run, you little dude. All right, there we go. Grease is going to charge those Corn Gorers, get them all beat up. Okay, Lead Belchers, this one's on you. Oh boy, I'm really running out of summons though. That's what I don't like. I think he's barely gonna win this. If I had a bit more time, I think we'd be okay. Now, the capture wise, it's going all right. Okay. Corn Gores are kind of suffering. Look at them Lead Belchers, right? They're doing well. Jeez, this capture rate though. Oh my goodness. All right, there you go. We bought a little bit of space. I just need to capture this point in any decent amount of time. That's it. It looks like my opponent is actually giving it up though, which is a huge W for us. Appears he does not want to take the fight just yet, but he might move in at the last second. So I kind of have to preemptively get all my guys on the point to make sure that it does not get stalled out here. Going to get that Flock of Doom. Okay, here we go. And he goes in for the big play. I do have the Lead Belchers on the point though. We're gonna get a nasty Ogre charge over there. And I'm going to go for a potential Lord Snipe. Holy crap, we actually got the point. That's good. Okay, he's not giving me the Lord Snipe. Greasus will have to back up. But there's some massive buffs we got going on there. So we are going to actually manage a couple of routes. Okay, all right. I have like 5 minutes here. So time-wise, we're actually doing okay. Greasus just has to keep on dodging. And he actually didn't commit with the Minotaurs, which is the greatest sin. I don't know if that ability did anything for me. Maybe it helps him stop routing, though. We do have the Main Eaters, too. Oh, my goodness. All right. He's really going to want to try and finish the job, though. On Greasus. Because he's so low, right? Oh, boy. All right, here we go. Powder Guts are in, though. And I have time. I have so much time on my hands. Value trading is slowly being brought back up. Greasus lives by the skin of his teeth. All right. Oh, but he got my caster. That's unfortunate. Tiny bit unfortunate. Oh boy, I don't have that much time left to get the last point. I think we might barely lose. What a scrap, though. Greasus is still alive. Oh, he's going for the snipe, though. He really wants it. Makes sense. But that might weaken his final stand position. Okay, come on, Greasus. You got this. Just live. Okay, more saber tusks. Okay, so Greasus is on retirement duty. He should not participate any longer. One bad fight and your boy is dead. What we must do now is secure the final point. Now this will be mildly difficult, but I do have many a saber tusk around. Just gonna try and go for this, but I will have a trapper to bring on in. We're gonna use the trapper by their namesake to trap them into potentially sending in some mobility onto Greasus. I have about 2 minutes here. I have about 2 minutes to secure a point, but his lord's getting clobbered right now by the Powder Guts. Whoop. Go. Okay, and he's committing everything to the back point hold. He's not going for like a flank or anything. But here's the thing. If I can just take a good enough fight, we're okay. I have many a saber tusk. We're going to get some pigback riders over here. We're just going to slow grind them, right? Holy crap, his lord is dead. His lord just died and I have 2 minutes. That's about as good as one could possibly hope for here. So you see this trapper bait, right? I'm trying to get him to commit his cavalry into that situation. Okay, there we go. I can't believe we actually got that lord snipe going. Okay, then we route off these guys. And it's all about taking your time. Obviously, time is of the essence, but yeah. Greasus is going to live over there. Thus making my opponent's life a bit harder. Come on, man. Come on, just give it to me this one time. This one time, that's all I ask for. Slongor is going to be nasty, though. Okay, but we have the powder guts on the point. We have a bunch of ranged units. Greasus will live. And he's not stealing the point anytime soon. So then we're going to get the saber tusks here. I need to summon them right away. Because we have to get this point. And I'm going to slow down these corn gores. So that I can potentially get the point just that little bit faster. Alright, here we go. Lead belchers are on the point now. I got 40 seconds. That is not a tremendous amount of time, let me tell you. But the routes are good. The routes are very good. Beastmen are not known for their crazy capture weight. Come on. Come on, you darn ogres. Let's go. Oh, Nelly. Oh, boy. All right. And now I just have to hold. But he leaves. Woo. Oh, what the crap was that? What the crap was that? What a scrap. What's a mega scrap? Oh my goodness. Oh. Jeez. Louise. Okay. Wow. Okay, that one's being sent to Turin. Oh my god. Replays for Turin. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Insanely close ogres versus beastmen game. Oh my gosh. What's up? Varestrung. Thank you. Good lord, how's it going? Pretty good. I would say it's slightly stressful, but we're getting there. Oh, jeez. What the crap was that game? Made, but they can still be finished. Oh, all right. GG. How'd the lead belchers do? Mega value, mega value. Dude, the Lord Snipe was super nice. I love the trappers. I kind of threw the Amble Peak Yetis. That's my big misplay. But we pulled back from it. So many dead Gnoblars, yeah. Oh boy. Slongor is cooked. Slongors are super nice. I'm surprised he didn't have more, but Corngors make sense in this matchup. His Gorbel nearly killing Greasus was insane. I can't believe we saved him with the Rampage though. Caster, Flock of Doom, caster with nothing else, consistently does really well. How'd my flingers do? Very nicely. Wow, the flingers are actually a massive part about this build. Look at the value. This guy cost 300 gold, made 700 gold worth of value. Huh. Very nice. All right, all right. We'll just open up the leaderboard. Oh, I forgot to declare my win. We are the winner versus Martin. And then we can get them all here. It seems like Rangito is going to be... It's going to be Charix, me, Rowdy, and Rangito. Attack speed enjoyer barely did not make the cuts. Leaderboard. Yeah, I love the flingers. Trappers are not bad. They're more expensive though, so it's harder to get the value back. Honestly, I should have just started with a lead belcher to start the fight sooner. Summoning them in so late was a little risky, but I was worried that they would get rushed down. Razorgores were really annoying, by the way. Kind of just a set and forget unit, but he didn't really have the cavalry to clean up the Gnoblars. I also managed to mitigate a lot of value on his spears. Not bad. Weekly tribute to turn. Captured it with 20 seconds left. Yeah. Okay, so it seems like, yeah, we have top 4. Nice. So it's myself, Rangito, and Charix. Okay. So Rangito versus me, Charix versus Rowdy. At Rangito versus at Charix. At Anticity versus at Rowdy. What is it? What's the name? Rowdy? Rowdy. Okay, Rowdy. There we go. Top 4 is a go. Map is on the total tavern page. All right. Oh, all right. If we can beat Charix, we're good to go. Yo. Very fun tournament format. It's really weird. This is the first time I'm actually getting, not complaints, but people talking about how fast the games are. They're so rapid fire that it's honestly kind of exhausting. Because you're basically playing back-to-back games, and some people actually want a bit of a break. Tournaments. Could you add a rule for future where people can take a 5-minute break between games on request? There you go. So that should fix that. Your underdog streams are the best. Hey, this is a meta build, all right? Super meta build. Needs an intermission. Yeah, so, like, people are not used to playing this many games back to back. Like, people usually, if they finish early, they can hang around. They can sit back for a second, maybe get some food, that kind of stuff. This tournament is just 2 hours of back-to-back games, and it is kind of intense. So Rowdy is playing, let me see. Rowdy is playing Let me check. They are playing the Dowie. Oh. Ooh, all right. This may be the toughest one yet. There's no way the Gnoblar tide beats Dwarves, all right? That would be crazy. It's an endurance challenge now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add a rule where people can take a 5-minute break on request. You can't find a sign up button for the tournament. So this tournament is handled entirely through Discord. I think it's in the description. But yeah, you have to message my bot to get it to work. Yeah, the Yetis slow things, and then Greasus also applies a 60% slow. So you can remove 90% of their speed. Very nifty indeed. Okay, if I'm fighting dwarves, what do I want to do here? They are, I'm not gonna lie, kind of a menace. I'm kind of insane though. I might just... Alright, let's just see this real quick. Maybe this works versus dwarves. I don't know. Yes. The format is really nice for fast games, flexible pick formats. Hope it establishes itself. I think since it's all work today, Turin might actually host a tournament of the same format. After last game, I would believe Gnoblar spam beats anything. It was way too close, man. One minor misplay and we would have lost. It's strong though. It's genuinely strong when people are expecting something else. Ooh. Right. CA has acquired the bug, so hopefully they'll look into that. The 90% slow is very funny, yeah. I love it. Alright, good luck, have fun. Like the mad lad I am, I'm doing the build with the same build versus dwarves. It's... Oh, I probably should have changed my magic though. I think I still have Flock of Doom, but whatever. We're gonna see if this works, because I might be able to just out-capture the man. He has 17 units. Or they have 17 units, alright. That's okay. At least it's not a gyrocopter spam. That would be really annoying if they just killed Greasus immediately. Now you might think pigback riders are not very useful versus dwarves. You would be correct, because their anti-large is wasted. But as a unit itself versus infantry, it's not the worst. Like, they have slightly better melee attack. They actually have a reasonably hard charge bonus. They get a melee defense buff. So they're actually not the worst fighter in the world. And I just kind of want to out-capture away my opponent. Now, do I think this will work? Probably not. I think this is where we die. But you never know. My opponent might misplay. He might have too many cannons. It's very easy to misplay when this is the build you're going up against. The short tide. Not with the pigbacks. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's just walk them forwards. Cross our fingers. Immediately, we're gonna see some miners over here. Quad miner. Dragon Slayer, alright. Now, they are very aggressively positioned. This is where a unit like a Saber Tusk pack would do well. Though we are seeing some Rangers over here. They're gonna be peppering my poor knobbies. And that's actually a reasonably good trade for my opponent. Now, can he stop the tide, though? That's the real question. Yes. It's gonna get some decent damage, right? But can he stop the endless advance? Will the Rangers actually be protected? That's... we will have to wait and see. I personally feel like I can get a decent jump on them. I just have to be a little careful with Greasus. If he gets put in a bad position, that could be insta-death. There's some Iron Drakes over there. Alright. But as long as you keep dodging, we'll be okay. And I just gotta slip through the ranks. If the ranged aren't shooting, it's a good time for us. Dang, that capture rate is so slow though. Alright, so how are you going to position? Are you gonna box? What are you planning? I won't lie, my opponent doesn't have a lot in the way of actual infantry clear. So we are definitely going to be getting into the cookie jar one way or another. It's just, will all my guys be dead by the time that happens? Well, I got more saber tusk here, that's for sure. We're gonna split our Gnoblars up to try and get into that jar. Should be able to get a decentish charge over there. Saber tusks are looping. Yeah, they looping. Very nice. And we're gonna get more. Then, in the meantime, the boys over here are gonna be getting into the fight. Flamethrowers are okay. They can be quite terrifying against some basic Gnoblars. But I think if I can just overwhelm his forces, it's not bad. Let's get that melee attack boost. I got one saber tusk on his flamethrowers. We're gonna see if we can start getting some Gnoblars on them though. The center position is going okay. Greasus actually is kind of killing the Slayers. Hilarious. Apparently Greasus beats Slayers. I don't know how that works, but there you go. Very nice. We're gonna slow down these Slayers so they can't get into the fights. Some of the Rangers are beginning to fall. That's good. And honestly, we're seeing some breaks. There's a couple breaks here and there. Greasus is actually stomping their faces into the ground. Okay. Okay, alright, alright. I'm not gonna call it just yet, but that's a good sign. I just gotta keep the range shut down. But yeah, Greasus is unironically kind of killing these guys. Dwarves are weak to high melee attack. Wow. What a charge. Those axe throwers, though, are painful. Grease is going to have to pull back. And value trading wise, it's a little rough, but we're used to that now. Now, shutting down the Iron Drakes is going to be difficult, and actually securing the middle point, equally difficult. But if I can just get into their formation, that's all I want. I still have a couple Gnoblars here, and once they start rallying, that's when things will get a little annoying. Middle point is slowly but surely getting secured here. Very nice. We're gonna get a bit of a charge on those dudes. Greasus, given that melee defense. I don't think we're gonna win though. I don't think I have the oomph to actually get in here, though. A lead belcher has high potential to work because he can't chase it down. Most of the ranged are dead here. So I'm gonna try the lead belcher tech. In fact, I probably should have tried the lead belcher tech at the very beginning, but whatevs. Greasus will be able to heal up soon too. That's good. Okay, some rallied Gnoblars. Take it. Or that, some Slayers. Oh boy. Dude, the Iron Drakes though are such a menace. They are refusing to die, and that is a big problem. Now, should be able to secure this point. Triple capped. Oh boy, I don't think this. I don't think the Gnoblar tide works against this. I'm not feeling it. Drop the money. Oh no. Dude, they're so sturdy. Okay, maybe I can get some guys over there though. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna see if I can make a play. Slingers will be good too, at the very least. Okay, alright, alright. You know what? Never surrender, alright? I still have a lot of Gnoblars in here. We still have some Ogre Bulls. I definitely needed more Ogre Bulls, but I'll take what I can get at this point. We have some kitty cats that we can bring in, and this right flank is looking a little bit on the weaker side. we are actually making a little bit of headway. In the meantime, Greasus is alive. Okay. He's healing up, and my opponent may overcommit on this side. All I gotta do is take 1 point at a time, and we'll be okay. That's all you gotta do, right? Just 1 point at a time. You take your sweet time, and you kind of go down the ranks, similar to what we did against the Beastmen. I'm gonna need the Amble Peak Yetis. That's absolutely for sure. But hey, look at that. Okay, we might be able to route off some Rangers here. We got the point captured. Nice. We got the Lead Belchers here. In theory, things are on the up and up. Hopefully I can shut down some miners over there. I should be able to shut these guys down. Just have to shut down the blasting charges real quick. And then I'll use the Amble Peak Yetis to potentially get some working. Lead Belchers just need to find a good enough target here. Alrighty. Are we gonna get any capture weight? We'll see. Oh boy, this don't feel so good. I'm not feeling so good, guys. Greybacks are gonna take 50 years to show up. That's the thing that worries me. At least the Rangers are dead over there. My opponent did make a few misplays. Okay, let's shoot these guys to death. Okay, I'm just gonna try the Greybacks and see what they can do. They might even be able to get here, but I think the middle's more gettable with the Greasus. Ugh. No. Dude, I thought he was gonna spam cannons, man. I thought we were gonna get the sick cannon spam. But yeah, he actually had a lot of melee dudes. I feel like if I had a proper Ogre Bull Rush though, maybe it could have worked. It would be hard to get around the Slayers though. But yeah, this is what happens when they're ready. Greybacks are here though. We're gonna go for a Hail Mary. If I can capture my second point, we have a chance. Where there's a will, there's a way. And the Amble Peaks are coming on in. Unfortunately, we do have a few Slayers at the ready. Man, I really should have just taken the Lead Belcher first, though. Lead Belcher first would have actually won it. Dang. I was really hoping the Saber Tusk would be able to get in. But I forgot the Dwarves are a menace. Whoop. Gonna see if we can get a little bit of a dodge. We're gonna get Greasus. Never say never. My opponent misplayed his Slayer positioning a bit. So that will actually give me a bit of an opportunity to take this. It's getting the last point that I think will kill me. Even this one's going to be a little difficult. Oh man, Saber Tusks suck against these guys. Dang it. No, chuck the money. Oh, they already routed. I don't know why Saber Tusks get buffed by money. Yeah. Dowie. The greatest, most powerful short faction in the game. They have proven themselves. I am interested to see Charix fight here though. Charix is very likely to make it to the finals. Overall, I'd say this build is very fun though. I think against low armored factions, this is something I would consider taking. Though even the Beastmen game kind of felt close. I think if you are prepared for a bunch of Ogre units or a bunch of Gnoblars, you'll probably be fine. Let's go over here. How's Greasus doing? Greasus is surprisingly good versus characters though. But yeah, that's gonna be GG. Well played. The Ogre run ends here. Or, I mean, the Gnoblar run. We hit the brick wall that is the Dowie. Iron Drakes did end up doing pretty well. Rangers actually not that great. But yeah. Oh. Okay, yeah. The that one was a sweat fest. Spec slot, please. for finals. Works. Winner of your match will face Rowdy. Boy, how'd this guy do? Yeah, Flock of Doom guy was kind of silly. I really goofed up there. I should have just had a Chain Lightning. Honestly, it's kind of funny, but a normal Ogre build would do really well versus this, I think. Just like a normal Ogre build. Lead Belchers were a menace too. He actually didn't have an answer to Lead Belchers outside of one cannon. I literally could have just had any other Ogre build. And I think we would have been fine. But that's kind of the nature of Ogres. I don't think they have a build that is super safe, unlike Chaos and Norsca. Have to wait for their match to finish. But such is life. I think I had a very fun run today. You know, we might even make the tournament run only for... I could have the tournament run for less than 2 hours. Because I don't think we need 7 games to decide top 4. So I guess it is kind of fun. Where's the spec slot? There we go. Unspecified error. Come on, let me in. What's the password? Question mark. Apparently there's a password. None? Why is it not letting me join? Really weird. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try hosting. Games being jank. Know who your opponents is? Question mark. Birds. Oh, vultures don't kill iron drakes. They have too much armor. I think a proper ogre bull rush is fine enough. Birds are useful to stop a unit from shooting for like 20 seconds max. And then once they get routed, then the unit's back online. So that's kind of problematic. Day 85, the Gnoblar still haven't realized I'm an Iron Gut. That one Iron Gut. Dude, if I had 2 Iron Guts, you saw how useful the one Iron Gut was. He'd be so dead. He'd be super dead. Who'd we lose versus? We lost versus Rowdy's or Commissar's Dwarves. He put an end to the madness. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I think like this build is nifty, but I don't think it's like a real backbreaker. I think as soon as you run into someone who's a fairly strong player that kind of sees it coming, it gets real sus. Even like the Beastmen game is a good example. And then you want to start considering more normal Ogre Kingdoms builds. Though I do wonder if you just take more Lead Belchers, if that just annihilates. Because Gnoblar maxing is really good versus a rush. The moment you learn that they're not rushing, you switch into Lead Belchers, instant win. You surprised Greasus clobbered the Slayer so hard? Figured they'd eat him alive? Same. I think it is just that melee attack. But yeah, we're just waiting on Charix and their opponent, Rangito. They're facing off. But yeah, the Dwarves trade into Gnoblars way too well. It's not like, yeah, I think anything with armor, the Gnoblars will struggle against. But it has to be cheap armor, otherwise you get overrun. Dwarves are perfect because they have the cheapest armor in the game. Miners. I think miners are the cheapest unit with 80 armor, right? 325 gold. Pretty insane. Miners. Darn miners. You kind of need the Gnoblars for Slayers, though. So if he spammed Slayers, he would have been in a really bad spot. I think the build is smart, though, right? So if he sees that his opponent is starting to take a lot of large units, then he can summon in the Slayers to counter them. I do think his Vanguard was really aggressive, though. It was at risk of being rushed down if I did have a proper rush. And his build's probably the worst versus like a Stonehorn situation. And yeah, Dwarf Warriors at 450 are super duper good. But yeah, if the only thing he loses to is a Stonehorn, I think that puts us in a really bad position. Because Stonehorns are not really meta right now. Though I was considering going for a big ol' Stonehorn max. But I think his build covers like 2 or 3 out of 4 Ogre builds. Definitely 2 out of 3 popular Ogre builds. But yeah, I think this really works well against like all the low armor classics, right? So High Elves, Beastmen, Wood Elves. It felt not bad. Am I gonna play Ogres in the grand finals? No. No, I don't think they won me over just yet, despite the 7-1. If they could beat Dwarves, maybe, but not quite, not quite. They just don't feel versatile enough. What setting turns on the green highlights? Hold spacebar. Hold spacebar on the right side. It will open up an options page that can only be seen in battle. And then you can click the little lock icon to lock the visibility arrows. It's very nice when you zoom out far. Here we go. What map are they playing? Playing the maps on the thingamajig. I also got a DM. Who messaged me? Who here is messaging me? Someone added me. What the? Where's it at? Individual wins. All right, there we go. And they should be facing off. So what? Is Charks playing greenskins? Ah, hell yeah. I'm the host. Oh. Dang it. All right, there we go. This should be fun. All right, there we go. Everything's set. It's been at least 2 minutes since the last match. What's the problem? We're doing the grand finals of this tournament. So this is yeah, top 4 just got decided. This is top 2. Greenskins generally don't have the best matchup versus Dwarves, but I think they have many tools. Black Orcs among them. That should be pretty fun. What else is there? See, here's the problem, right? Dwarves will outshoot you pretty hard. None of the greenskin artillery will really win here. But I don't think Commissar is a big artillery player. I get the feeling they like I get the feeling that they like to just sit back and relax and just yeah, just chill with infantry. I can't think right now. These games are actually exhausting. Playing 8 games in 3 hours is kind of exhausting. So here we'll take a break. Yo, a friend of mine knitted or they made this with Jimmy. Jimmy has clothes now. That's crazy. They were practicing sewing, so that's pretty fun. Hoy. Unfortunately, my new room layout right now doesn't really get to show Jimmy much, but they're there. They're right here. Brag. The Gutsman versus Slanesh as Ogres was cool. I didn't know that was tech. Oh, they like, did they remove ITP or something? I think they do. Someone gave Jimmy clothes. Who would do such a thing? No more birthday suit, Jimmy. Rip. You were wondering where Jimmy was earlier? Yeah, I need to, it's hard to, like, prop him up. Because, like, I just have a chair behind me. But, like, I don't want them to fall on the floor all the time. There you go. That's a decent balance. But, like, they're gonna fall off at a moment's notice. Look at how happy they are, though. I'm happy I don't have to play more games. I'm so exhausted. Oh boy, Commissar is ready. Yo, Commissar has been wall fixing, just saying. At some point, once I have a condo, which should be soon. I think I might have I might be co-owning a condo in like 7 months ish, 6-7 months, maybe 5. So expect me being busy. Oh crap, that's going to be during the End Times DLC. Crap. Crap, I picked the worst time to move. Ah, it's fine, we'll make it work. Yo, End Times DLC though, isn't that hype? Surely they don't make it late this year, right? Fingers crossed. You pay the sub fee for a better life for Jimmy. He's living good, man. Truly the End Times. Yo, I can't believe they're still putting out more DLCs. I thought End Times was totally gonna be the last DLC. Did I just break NDA? No. CA would not give me... They do not give me information that early. Usually... Like, usually most content creators, they get the information as needed. So, like a month, you know, a month before it comes out. Or, like, we get early access. Like, about, like, a month-ish. But they're not, like, you know, I'm not, like, a CA insider. I wish, though. Give me 40k news, man. I want to play 40k. Right, someone's asking a question about how MMR is decided, and I would love to show how it is calculated. Looks like we are loading into the game too. Nice. All right. What is this? What are we looking at? I see Orc Boys. I see Dwarf Warriors. Is this just gonna be Mantide v Mantide? Cannons. Oh, hell yeah. Double engineer. What is this? Commissar, you mad lad. What is this? Okay, so we got flash bomb. We got fiery ring. What a loadout. Fiery ring, by the way, it's actually just Scabscrath, but worse. But a worse Scabscrath is not terrible. Interesting. Double cannon is nifty, forces an engagement. And then it's vanilla Dwarf Lord, so nothing fancy there. Just a vanilla Dwarf Lord, alright. Some Dwarf Warriors, otherwise fairly thin because these engineers are so expensive. We got some miners on the Vanguard, and what is this? The Giant River Troll Hag. They're only slightly more large than a normal hag, but there you go. Purple Sun is very standard and strong versus dwarves. This is the most classic kit you can ever see. This is like the greenskin favorite. War Boss with Loonies, Fungi, and Tormentor Sword. It's just such a strong loadout. And the guy is also able to hide a lot of the time. He's just a little nifty guy. CA, Ent, you are our favorite content creator. Here's our release schedule. Yo, man. I think I do not compare at all to like the actual OGs. Obviously you're joking, but like yo, it's crazy. Cause like the OGs have been around for like twice as long as I have, right? So they've actually gone to like in-person events at CA. Meanwhile, I'm just kind of I'm like a nobody to them. None of them have really seen me in person. They've barely worked with me for events. I played in a few tournaments that they've hosted, but like, yeah. And even then, Turin still can't get them to release dedicated servers. Sad, sad. The day Turin can get them to put out dedicated servers is the day I can, fingers crossed, have a little bit more sway myself. At least when it comes to balance. Although they do listen a little bit. Also, this is kind of painful, man. These cannons are cooking. Charix with the counterpunch, though. Gets 1 bolt into the Iron Drakes. Solid 23 value. These guys are tanky, man. So this is why I said vultures are bad into Iron Drakes. You think they're like a normal range unit, but they have 125 armor. That's enough armor to tank a decent chunk of the bolt thrower shot to the face. So they ain't gonna die anytime soon. They're also surprisingly tanky. One of the tankiest, if not the tankiest weapon team in the entire game. Dedicated servers drop equals end times. You know, if I heard someone say, if they're releasing the game on consoles, we're almost guaranteed to have dedicated servers. I think someone said on Turin's stream. That would be the dream, though. But like, imagine if consoles had multiplayer and were peer-to-peer. That would be like the worst idea ever, right? I would be so flabbergasted if people had consoles and there were the disconnect issues that we still have today. Ooh, big rampage, just noticed. Gyrocopters getting caught by the fermented fungi. Guy chucked a mushroom into the skies, and they decided that the goblins had to die to the blades of their choppas. Such is life. Big value trade, though. And that's gonna set the greenskins back quite a bit. Now, here's the problem. They can't really rush this dwarven formation. They're gonna overextend a little bit, though. That's a little risky. One summon of chariots could beat that up. A wyvern? What is going on, man? All right, I guess we got some wyvern tech. For those of you that don't know, it's basically an expensive manticore because it also rampages. But yeah, it's just an expensive manticore. Not the greatest thing in the world, but sometimes a manticore is a manticore. Screwed up his own purple sun, Charix. We're seeing some slight misplays, but his chariot micro is cooking. Snotling pump wagons just deleted the iron drakes by knocking them off the hill. Mega value on that, actually. Wow, what a deletion. Oh, and a huge charge. Flappers are really good for this. On their first charge, they get pump harder lads, which increases their speed and charge speed. So that's going to help them out a lot for dealing damage. He pulled out the dwarves, getting them to advance a little bit further, putting them in an awkward situation. And now he's going for the big play. Bomb drops have arrived on the goblins though, but the wyvern has actually arrived and is being useful. It is shutting down the gyrocopters. All Charix has to do now is actually win the melee grind. Very hard to do against such a high armor faction. Even the nasty skulkers are kind of suffering versus the miners here. But the artillery pieces are down. And the artillery pieces are quite the liability. Look at that though. Fiery Ring of Thori of not quite Scabscrat. Hits a good number of goblins. Actually routes off a few. But the pump wagons are just such a menace. Look at that. Wog has dropped. Pump wagons deleting the bind of blasting charges. 450 gold down the drain. Drops a purple sun though. Friendly fires. If there's one thing that is not going Charix's way, it's the purple sunnage. Over on the far side though, capture weight looking good for the greenskins. This ends up being a 450 gold loss for the dwarves, and they're starting to really hemorrhage value, right? If the greenskins can just slightly up trade, I think they're happy. But the build is just not really well suited. He's really gonna have to make use of those pump wagons. Wyvern actually got the job done though. It is fast actually. 110 speed, okay. Wait, is the Wyvern actually sick? Is the Wyvern tech actually going to shut down the gyrocopters? That's kind of impressive. It's doing not bad so far. And I think Charix, if I was Charix here, I would be feeling decently comfortable. The only thing that's a little worrying is that he doesn't have that many units of infantry that are melee based. But overall value on field, it's looking good. He has the Wyvern, he has his Lord, he has a River Troll Hag. Things are going well as long as this guy don't die. And so far it looks like they will be able to escape. Pump wagons are still here, so I don't think dwarves are going to capture anything. I think Charix has a fairly good lead. Wyvern, look at that, easy peasy. Charix surprised me with the very rare Wyvern pick, but it's cooking. Very nice play, by the way. Optimally stopping the Lord from capturing the point using a very cheap unit instead of something expensive. Little bit of a blunder though. Charges the pump wagons into Longbeard great weapons. Stays for a bit too long and they take a lot of damage, but fresh pump wagon has arrived. And this game's gonna come down to how good these pump wagons cook. Now there are a lot of slayers on the field, but look at that charge. They have Strider, so they're not affected by the hills, but there you go. Flash bomb is activated, and that's kind of the secret weapon from Commissar here. The pump wagons are just a little too fast. Even at 38 speed, they're faster than the dwarves. Purple Sun does drop, and that one is getting some pretty decent damage. Not gonna kill the slayers though. And there's a little bit of a problem in that the resummons for the pump wagons, they're gonna be a little delayed because he still has them here, right? So either gonna have to unsummon them, but like I don't think he has more. Yeah, summons in some orc war boys. That's a sign that Charix is kind of out of pump wagons to bring onto the battlefield, and they might want more for the cleanup. Lexalander, thank you very much for the prime sub. I still think this is very much in Charix's court though. Ball is in their court. They do win on a 2-cap quite comfortably. But the dwarves are not giving up the point. Now, if Charix was able to secure this point, that'd be great. But it's looking a little sus. Cannons actually come back online? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Sometimes I forget how annoying dwarves are. Another gyrocopter shows up too. Is he gonna forget it? Oh my gosh, rare Charix blunder. If he forgets a wyvern, oh, that would be so bad. Wyvern's chilling. Dwarf Lord actually trading into nasty skulkers is pretty bad too. That high melee defense really keeping him in the fight forever. 54 melee defense, 38 melee attack, even with the Wog. That Lord's gonna live for quite some time. Fiery rings are gonna come off cooldown too. And the more that gets cast, the more value the dwarves are gonna get. In fact, they already used up all of those casts. Only 2 more casts, okay, on this Master Engineer. So overall, dwarves, not the worst situation ever. They did clear all this up, but the greenskins, with a few sacrifices, they did manage to shut down the cannons, which is going to give them a solid breather. Although one of them does manage to rally against all odds. Rangers have arrived. Oh my gosh, Charix, no. Charix, no, what are you doing? He will realize soon enough, but the moment he does is going to be very unfortunate. It is no longer wyverning time. And the blunders, it continues. Not a single movement over there. Gyrocopters will be able to farm value, but this is where plays are made. Both pump wagons are still alive. Will the dwarves be able to shut them down? Doubling down, getting a unit of miners to potentially get some deeps in on them. Rangers retreat, and the miners are braced. Flamethrowers arrive. Okay, a little bit of friendly fire, but that actually does take out a very essential tool for the greenskins. Summons in a bolt thrower, probably because he doesn't have a lot of resources left. Still no wyvern movement. Even wyverns need sleep. No, man, not like this. Not like this. The time to nap is not now. And if these gyrocopters rout off all these guys, it's real bad. Pump wagons were not fully killed either, so there's no resummoning them anytime soon. And the cannons are back online again. There's like no crew left. Oh my gosh. There's like barely any dwarves, but all 4 cannons do hold. And that's going to be putting some very intense pressure on Charix. Now, if you had a wyvern here, he could kill the gyrocopters and the cannon. But Charix deciding to play on hard mode. Dwarf Lord does kill off the skulkers, thus paying for himself. But if he dies, that could be a little sketchy for the dwarves. We'll see how that goes. Engineers are taking a little while to get their value back. I still don't know how I feel about them, but I do think the flash bomb is kind of nifty. Purple Sun gonna do a bit of damage too. But the Longbeard, great weapons, they've seen worse. Old guard, man. Oh my goodness, no, Charix. Maybe he thinks he's won and he doesn't need a wyvern. You know, maybe it's just a test of skill. Maybe he's trying to flex. He's not the player to try and flex with that. But maybe that's what he's trying to do. Good rampage though. I don't need anti-air. He sees gyrocopters, he's like, I got a solution for it still. I got rampage, fermented fungi. I don't need 1,200 gold worth of flying terror. Screw that business. Gets the gyrocopters killed anyways. Orc boar boys are going to be able to kill it off for a very nice trade. There you go. Not because they're that much cheaper than the gyrocopters, even if they do die, but because gyrocopters are such a large threat. Basically a win condition. Dwarf Lord is routed though, and that could make the life of the Dowie a little more difficult. Though, let's be real here, without the Lord, the leadership is still looking really good. I think it's only the gyrocopters that might suffer a bit. But at 22 leadership, probably not. Lord will even live for a little longer too. And a rout on the Orc boys. It's getting a little close. Dwarves actually climbed up in value. Mega whiffed wyvern. I'm keeping an eye on it to see the moment it starts moving. But here's the thing, there's so many units for greenskins. It's easy to lose the fact on the bottom hotbar that you have a wyvern. Oh my goodness, no. I don't think he's gonna lose though. I think Charix still wins as long as the Iron Drakes don't clear the point. No. He does have the cannon to contend with still, but that's not the end of the world. Yeah, he just has to hold the point. Now, goblins are expendable, so they have really bad capture weight. It's not getting closer. There are some nasty skulkers. If the Iron Drakes form up to shoot them, though, that'd be real bad. Are these guys expendable? No, they do have 5 capture weight, so they're going to contest the Iron Drakes. And that misplay might screw the Dwarves over, but we'll see. Point is getting captured. The Dwarves, they do win on a double cap, I believe, but like just barely. It's super close, and he has to capture this right now to do it, and I don't think he will. So Greenskins should win on a single cap now. But it's going to be super duper close. It's going to be insanely close. Oh my god. Wait, no. Dwarves actually got it. They're going to need 200 tickets. Holy crap. Wait, the Dwarves win on a 1 cap. He wasn't able to hold it long enough. But he only has to recapture a point for half a second to win. It's going to be super close, but the Dwarves technically win on a 2 cap. But having to push so far onto the point really screwed over their ticket game or their value trading game. And I think he's going to win anyways. Desummons the units somehow without realizing that he has a Wyverns there. I can't believe it. He's going to capture the home point. Dwarves made a big push for this point, but they lost the home. And now Charix wins on a 1 cap. Now he wins on a 1 cap. So even if the Dwarves do take this back, I think he still wins. Crazy though. What an accidental flex. Charix with the sick plays has now brought back the pump wagons. And I believe this is going to end for the Dowie. Standard infantry build. They even got a fairly good build matchup. Charix didn't really have the tools to push into the formation super well. But with just a little bit of oomph, he's going to secure a decently decisive victory. I would say it was a close victory with the whole Wyvern situation. But there you go. GG! And that is going to be game. Well played. All right. Nice solid little tournament. Charix making us sweat just a little bit. The engineers were kind of cool. They actually did get their value back. The cannons, unfortunately, though, no, they actually did well. What was the breaking point of the Dwarves? I think it was just the fact that these pump wagons got so much value and so much disruption. I don't think the Dwarves got that much out of their Rangers, maybe? No, they did okay. Oh, I guess it was the gyrocopters, yeah. It all started when the first gyrocopter got rampaged. Honestly, if it didn't get rampaged, Dwarves would have been in a good position. But then again, if the Wyvern was not AFK in the corner, somebody report that Wyvern, then I think Greenskin still would have won it. Dwarves did overextend with their Lord too. That was quite the misplay. Only took 2 nasty Skulkers to kill him. So maybe if the Dwarf Lord was just a little bit more defensive, he could have lived. But yeah, what happened to Skarsnik and Gnoblar? Yeah, they're just not too popular anymore. This guy's just a better version of Skarsnik and Gnoblar. Even has his own squig that he rides. But he's just faster, has better utility. And in domination, speed is the name of the game. Skarsnik's just a little slow, sadly. But yeah, well played. Congratulations to Charix. Let's congratulate the man. Congrats at Charix for the win. I'll give you the tournament points on Total Tavern now. Sick greenskin play. You'll love to see it. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. I need to relax a bit because despite being a short stream, it is exhausting playing that many games at the same time. But I will stick around while I give Charix that tournament win. Very fun though. Playing with the handicap to make it fair. That's going to set him to 10 tournament wins. I'm at 13. Danican is at 17. Congratulations. So I'll give him that. And that's going to be it for me today. Now, because this format worked out so well, I'm going to message Turin. Looks like everything works. I can set up the bot for when you want to run the tournament. There you go. And then we'll see how that goes. Hopefully Turn enjoys the rapid fire games. The lack of waiting should be quite exciting. And to everyone here, I wish you a good day. Peace and bye-bye.